Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Kushina gives order to Kyuubi to take care of Naruto and train him. Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. It was October 10th in a secluded part of the forest surrounding Konohagakure. There was a mob beating a defenseless 7-year-old child. This child was Naruto Uzumaki, the pariah of the village hidden in leaves. The villagers had cornered Naruto after chasing him for a good hour. Right now they were walking away from a bloody, bruised, and impaled Naruto. Naruto was up against a tree with kunai in his hands and feet pinning him to the tree. Naruto had his shirt ripped where a large deep gash coming from his left shoulder to the right side of his hip was clearly visible. Naruto also had a kunai lodged within his stomach, blood profusely pouring out of the wound as he just stared blankly at the retreating forms of the villagers who had just injured him to such an extent. Why do they do this to me? What have I ever done them? They call me demon brat. They tell me to die, what for? What drives them to such a goal as having me killed? Naruto tasked to himself while streams of tears cascaded down his face. Hey. Just kill me. I'm sick of this torture, just kill me. Go on, do it. Naruto screamed while fighting to stay conscious from the pain that racked his body. Demon, shut your mouth. We'll kill you when we want to. For now though, you're going to stay there till somebody finds you. Oh yeah, good luck with the wolves, they might be drawn to your blood. The seeming leader of the mob spoke. Naruto started crying even harder and started to wail in agony and pain. Please, however, I heal so quickly, don't work. I just want my life to be over, I can't stand this pain. Naruto prayed. Naruto felt something in his mind, something that seemed like it was hurting or sad. The feeling had a muffled feeling, almost like the true strength of whatever it was wasn't shining out to its potential. That is until he heard a woman's voice screaming in his mind. Naruto Uzumaki. If you ever wish for death or plead for somebody to grant you that wish, I will personally put you through the hardest training regime that you will ever go through. Now shut up and go talk to your sensei while I heal your wounds. The voice spoke in a commanding tone, leaving no room for argument. Naruto was scared even more so than what the villagers could ever cause. After the voice had stopped talking and everything was quiet, Naruto let out a blood-curdling scream as he felt as if his eyes were being slowly cut from his sockets. Naruto blacked out, slumping with his head forward, the kunai slowly cutting through his palms. In Naruto's mindscape, Naruto woke in a strange place. The atmosphere of the room was warm and inviting, while the room itself was made of cold, hard brick. Naruto stood up, noticing none of the previous injury he had sustained from the villagers attacking him were on his body. Hello? Anybody there? Naruto asked to the room. Naruto wasn't expecting an answer as he figured he was dead, and this was just a place Kami kept demons like him. Naruto had been influenced by the villagers to think of himself as demon, even though he knew deep down it wasn't true, but found that to be the only explanation to why so many people wanted him dead. So when Naruto did hear a response, it was frightening, even though the voice was like the atmosphere of the room was warm and inviting. Ah, Naruto, I finally get to meet you. The voice called out, my name is Hagomoro, but you can call me Hagomoro-sensei. Hagomoro finished warmly while revealing himself. Hagomoro was around 6'3" with white hair, purple glowing eyes, a lean muscular type body, and a warm inviting smile. Naruto was stunned. Hagomoro-sensei. Why would I call you that? Are you a demon just like me? Naruto asked, perplexed by this man he had never met. As soon as the man had heard demon escape Naruto's lips, his eyes took a cold and steel-like gaze. Naruto. You better shut your mouth or I will let the Kyuubi assign your training regime. I never want to hear you call yourself a demon again. Hagomoro screamed out. Naruto gawked at his supposed sensei. Hagomoro-sensei, aren't I a demon? That's what everybody, or well, most people call me. Hagomoro got even angrier and strode toward Naruto and grabbed Naruto by his shirt, effectively lifting him in the air. Naruto, what did I just say? Naruto was fear-stricken, but managed out an answer. Never call myself a demon again. That's right, your father would be ashamed to see his only son calling himself a demon, and I will not allow a son of one of the only friends I ever had to announce himself as a demon. Is that understood? Hagomoro asked. Naruto had one question on his mind. You knew my father? Naruto asked his Hagomoro. Hagomoro smiled at this and set Naruto gently down into a sitting position, while Hagomoro sat down as well. Yes, I did. What I tell you here must never be uttered to another person unless I give you go ahead. This information only your Jiji knows and his old teammates. Do you agree to that term? Hagomoro asked. Naruto starred for a while, but eventually answered. Yes, Hagomoro-sensei, I agree to the term. Please tell me who my father is and how you knew him. Naruto asked. Hagomoro smiled at Naruto and nodded. Well, first let me explain who I am. My name is Hagomoro, as you know, but I am also known as the Sage of Six Paths. I was the strongest ninja, so to say, that this world has ever seen. I divided the 10-tailed beast into 9 different Biju, so the world would be better off after I died. But, during a meditation session I could see hundreds of years into the future. I saw the Biju all being reconnected recreating the 10 tails, so I stored my powers into my blood. The reason being that when I met my descendant that I saw from my vision I could activate my power and give them my Dijutsu, Kekkei Genkai, and my nature affinities. Oddly enough though you already have my nature affinities, though that is more than likely because of you being almost like a reincarnation of me. Reincarnation in the sense of being a great sage like me, and Kami seeing that you could possibly be even stronger than me decided to give you advantages in case I didn't give you my blessing. Hagamoro told him while taking a breath, then continuing. Yes, Kami knows why I did this, she gave me her consent and the jutsu to entrap my power and myself in my bloodline, so that I could teach my student as well as give him or her my power. Now let me get to the reason how I know and became a good friend of your father. You see I interact with my descendants, and I found that your father fit the description almost perfectly. Blonde unruly hair, blue eyes, and immense sense of potential, so I decided to speak with him. You see I don't have to give a descendant I speak to my power, it is my choice, so I spoke with your father, and he was just like you, speechless as I told him everything. I noticed something though, your father almost fit the description. He didn't have the birthmark I saw on my prophecy child. You see your whisker marks are like my horns. Hagamoro told Naruto while pointing up at his horns, they are marks that show we have potential to be something greater than a normal person could be. I do not know why this is. Kind of weird if you ask me, that extraordinary birthmarks show greatness. Anyways, Kami came to me and told me my suspicions were true. That the boy I had taken such a liking to was not the child of my prophecy, but the father. So I did all I could to enhance your father's skills. I gave him training regimes, jutsu training, speed, strength, chakra control training, and your father turned out to be an amazing shinobi who was admired and feared by all ninja in the world. Although he wasn't my disciple, I still saw him as one of my closest and only friends that I had ever had, so I trusted him and told him a secret. I told him that his son would be the person of my prophecy, and he was shocked to hear he was going to have a son, but eventually accepted it, delighted that he would have a son who would accomplish so much and become so strong even to rival me. Now let me tell you who your father was. Your father was none other than the 4th Hokage, the Yondaime Hokage. Hagamoro finally finished his long speech with Naruto accepting and absorbing every piece of information that came from his new sensei, that is until he heard who his father was. Hagamoro-sensei, thank you for telling me everything about my father and what I am to become. I'm glad to know that my father was such an admirable person and that he took down the Kyuubi, the second most powerful Biju to have ever lived other than the 10 tails. Naruto told Hagamoro. Hagamoro rubbed the back of his head sheepishly. You're welcome Naruto, but I have to tell you something. You know what, never mind, I'll show you, Narumi, come in her. Hagamoro yelled. A new person came in and tackled Naruto, so he was laying on the ground and instantly wrapped him into a hug. The person who just tackled Naruto was a beautiful woman, she had shoulder-length crimson silky hair. She looked to be about 15 or 16, although Naruto could already feel some large assets squishing into his chest. From the hug Naruto could tell that she had a very beautiful body. Wow, beautiful. Naruto thought to himself. Excuse me, Narumi, right? May I know why you are hugging me so fiercely and why you are here? Naruto asked. The girl smiled and let go. Sitting right next to Naruto she began to speak. Well Naruto, for one I am the Kyuubi no Kitsune, but please call me by my name, Narumi. I am here because I was sealed inside you by your father. We are in the part of your mindscape that serves as my. Please let me explain why I was attacking your village. I was attacking your village because, well, I honestly don't remember. I remember being forced out of your mother and running to the forest. I went to a cave on the outskirts of Konoha, then I remember seeing some slit yellow eyes, as well as a pair of Sharingan, then I was in here. Narumi told him sadly. Well Naruto-kun, the reason why I hugged is because I'm happy you didn't die. I have grown to admire you, always striving forward, never letting people's words truly get you down. Your determination and self-confidence has made me admire you, and I just don't wish to see somebody that I admire so much wish for death. But if you ever, and I mean ever, wish for death again, I will absolutely put you through the hardest workout you will ever encounter. Do I make myself clear? Narumi asked. Naruto was taken back from her protectiveness for him. Narumi, I understand, but why do you care so much, and were you sealed inside my mother? Naruto asked curiously. Narumi sadly smiled. Yes, I was sealed inside your mother. She was also an incredible ninja. You see, Uzumaki females are able to control Biju relatively well for some odd reason, the best out of all clans to be honest. She was my last container and my best friend. She said, a tear coming to her orange eyes. She would always talk about how she was going to train you and watch over you when she was pregnant with you, but when you were born the seal weakened so much that I was expelled out. I had no idea what was going on, so I ran as fast as I could. I have no idea what happened to your mother, all I know is that I miss her terribly. She continued, her voice straining to keep herself from crying. On another note, I can't wait to see what happens when Hagamoro infuses you with his power, she said with a forced tone of happiness. Oh my Kami, it's going to be exciting. You will never have to worry about being hurt by a villager or a ninja again, because Hagamoro and I will train you until you are the most powerful shinobi this world has ever seen. Right, Hagamoro? Narumi asked the sage. Hagamoro smiled sadly. Well, actually Narumi, once I give Naruto my power, I will only have enough power to be live in Naruto's mind for another year, but none of that matters as we will have you extremely powerful, even if you will only be 8 when I have to go. I need to tell you, Naruto, of the finer details of what will happen. First off, you will gain my Dijutsu. Don't worry, Narumi here knows all about it, and by the time I have to leave, if you still have questions, she can answer them. Hearing that the man who had been her friend and companion since she had been sealed inside the boy, as well as a father to her since she had been created, was the last straw for Narumi, and she fell to her knees openly sobbing. Naruto instinctively leaned over and pulled the fox girl into a tight comforting hug. Smiling at the young boy's kindness, the wise sage continued, anyways, with my Dijutsu, once you gain the Rinnegan your eyes usually stay like that, however I have tampered with my genetics a little, and I seem to have made it even more powerful, along with giving you the ability to shift from the Dijutsu to your blue eyes. The reason why I changed that aspect is so nobody will suspect you of having the most powerful and rare Dijutsu this world has ever seen. Be warned though, your eyes will feel like they were slowly pulled out of the sockets because I started the procedure when you proceeded to pass out. I also had 2 Kekkei Genkai. They were called Wood Release and Storm Release. They are the most powerful and useful Kekkei Genkai I have ever come across. You will also inherit both. Now for your body and chakra. Your body will grow a couple of inches and gain much more definition, creating a perfect limber and agile body for the Taijutsu Narumi, and I will teach you. Your chakra will grow exponentially, even more so than you have right now, and you have much more than most Jounin have. You will more than likely have as much chakra as 2 cages. Do not interrupt me yet. Hagamoro told Naruto and Narumi. Hagamoro continued, seeing that they both stopped their question. Now as for your chakra control, you will have chakra control the level of a cage. So I suggest as soon as you wake up that you mask your chakra to that of a genin. Now though, Naruto, I see a group of children below you in the academy when you are enrolled that will be very powerful allies. So I suggest you flunk the last year of the academy. Now before you ask me why the hell you would ever flunk an exam on purpose, hear me out. Naruto closed his mouth as the sage had taken the words right from him. I believe you should flunk for these reasons. If you gain power too quickly in the eyes of the civilian council, then they will send assassins after you, or they will capture you and put you in a program raising you to be a mindless killing machine with no emotions. That is why I suggest you flunk your graduation exam, and also if you fail the first time it won't be raising any suspicion of, excuse me for what I'm about to say, how the demon brat got so strong with nobody to love or teach him. I'm very sorry for what I just said, Naruto. The child nodded, accepting his apology. Putting that aside, there are 2 more people I saw in my vision prophecy that shall help you become a better shinobi as well as a better person. I'm not sure who they are, I don't even know their names, all I know is that one has lavender or pearl eyes, I'm not sure. The other has short spiky brown hair. When you meet a female that fits my description, do not get annoyed when you meet her. In my vision I sensed she was kind of, how to put this, arrogant or smug, or she thinks she's the end all be all. Do not think that you will be subjugated to a bunch of younger people. I did see allies in your age group, just none that will influence you as much as the 2 who are younger than you. Now then, you will be placed on the same team as one of them, not sure which, so it would be a wise decision to become friends with the people on your team, for if you 2 team up, I see that you both will carry each other to even a farther level than my prophecy foretold. Hagamoro told Naruto. Yes, I'm going to be so strong. Most powerful shinobi in history. Watch out, Hagamoro-sensei, I'm going for your title. Naruto yelled excitedly while Narumi and Hagamoro smiled. Now that your outburst is over, you have about 10 minutes left until you wake up, but don't worry, Narumi, and I will keep a mental channel open with you, Naruto, for any questions. Also, ask your Jiji to join the academy class now. Hagamoro told Naruto with a smile. Wait, Hagamoro-sensei, let me get this straight. You want me join the academy then? My last year flunked the exam to get into the group of students that will be below me. Then you think that I should be friends with 2 people so I gain power. Is that right? You want me to basically use them, because if that is the case then I will not follow that advice. Sorry, I'm sorry into using people. Naruto told his sensei. Hagamoro's sweat dropped. Yes, you need to join the academy and flunk your last year, and for how you put that last question. It does seem like I was suggesting for you to use them. No, that was not what I was getting to, I was simply suggesting you be friends with them, since they will both force you to excel even quicker. He explained. Naruto nodded in understanding. A little side note though, since you have so much chakra you will not be able to use any normal genjutsu. Now Naruto, wake up, your Jiji is worried sick. We will begin your training when you go to sleep tonight. Hagamoro told Naruto as he expelled him from his mind. Narumi-chan, control yourself. I know that you want to be with Naruto because you see him as the only possible mate. You need somebody strong and self-determined, but calm down and wait for him to grow. Hagamoro told his friend. Hagamoro-kun, how did you know? I didn't think I was that obvious. Plus, I covered it up pretty well. Narumi asked the man. Hagamoro sighed. I have been friends with you since I divided the 10 tails, and I saw those looks that you were giving Naruto. Listen, his training comes first. If you still feel the same way when he graduates, then I give you permission to tell him about it. If he confesses to you before that, then you have permission to accept his confession, and you two can be a couple. I will teach Naruto everything I know about seals, and he will know how to unseal you from him, for I know that you have liked him since before I made my presence known. Hagamoro told his oldest friend. Narumi blushed and gasped at the information. Hagamoro-kun. I do not just want to get out. If that's what you're thinking, then don't. Plus, how would you even get the idea of him liking a demon who ruined his life? Narumi asked Hagamoro. Narumi-chan, Naruto was stealing glances at you just as much if not more than you stealing glances at him. Hagamoro explained. Narumi got a slight sliver of hope and held onto it for dear life. In the hospital, the Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen had been sitting right by Naruto's bed after finding him in his crystal ball and getting to where Naruto was. Sarutobi found Naruto passed out and took him to the hospital, worried for his adopted grandson. Sarutobi, deep in thought, suddenly felt a huge blast of chakra that almost scared him, but then it was suddenly gone. As he looked up, he saw Naruto sitting up in his bed. Hey Gigi. Thanks for the help. Can I join the academy? Naruto asked hopefully while Sarutobi sat there stunned. Where did that come from? Sarutobi asked himself. The Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen had been sitting right by Naruto's bed after finding him in his crystal ball and getting to where Naruto was. Sarutobi found Naruto passed out and took him to the hospital, worried for his adopted grandson. Sarutobi, deep in thought, suddenly felt a huge blast of chakra that almost scared him, but then it was suddenly gone. As he looked up, he saw Naruto sitting up in his bed. Hey Gigi. Thanks for the help. Can I join the academy? Naruto asked hopefully while Sarutobi sat there stunned. Where did that come from? Sarutobi asked himself. Naruto, how are you feeling? Sarutobi asked. Well Gigi, I'm well, fine I guess. What happened? How did you find me, and what about me joining the academy, can I? Naruto asked. Sarutobi gave a sad smile. Naruto, you were attacked by the villagers again. I found you using a special item I have. Why do you want to join the academy all of a sudden? Sarutobi asked Naruto curiously. Naruto gave a thoughtful look. Naruto, don't tell the Hokage the real reason. He wouldn't believe you. Just tell him that you wish to learn to protect yourself and to finally start your journey for the Hokage hat. Hagamoro told Naruto. Naruto jumped a little when he heard the voice. Oh Hagamoro-sensei, it's just you. Thanks for telling me what to say. I had no idea what to tell my Gigi. I feel kind of bad about lying to him though, but just to ask before I forget. Why do I have to join the academy with my age group? Why can't I just not join until next year so I'll be with the kids that I'll find my allies in? Naruto asked Hagamoro in thought. Well, you see Naruto, you want to be underestimated. You will more than likely be the most powerful ninja this world has ever seen and even able to compete with Anbu in a year or 2 years. The more idiotic you act, the more you will be underestimated. Just make sure to flunk every test even if you know every answer. Also, when you have kunai and shuriken throwing tests, just hit 1 or 2, then you will be really looked upon as a weakling. I'm sorry you have to do this, but look at the bright side. By the time you become a genin, you could probably be as strong as a Hokage, and you'll only be 13 years old. Once you flunk the first year, then you will be able to step up your game, but only to mid-ranked in the class. I don't want you drawing attention to yourself until you are strong enough to fight off any enemies that you might encounter. Hagamoro explained to Naruto. Wow, gee, thanks Hagamoro-sensei. I get to act like an idiot, and wait, you know what? I'll have a ridiculous crush on a girl that hates me. That could actually be fun, but who? I'll just wait until the time comes. Naruto told Hagamoro enthusiastically. Happy he might be able to have some fun while doing this. Hagamoro chuckled at this. Naruto, that's a good idea, but you might want to stop talking to me. Your Gigi is getting worried with all the facial expressions you're making. Hagamoro told Naruto with a laugh at the Hokage's what the hell is he doing face. Oh sorry Gigi, I was spacing out. I want to join the academy to learn how to defend myself and to start my journey to becoming Hokage and taking that hat from you, old man. Naruto replied with a grin. Sarutobi gave a laugh and a smile. Well, in that case Naruto, I'll sign you up right away. You'll start tomorrow. The academy starts at 7 AM, so don't be late. I have a question though, why were you out of your apartment? I thought you always stayed in your apartment on your birthday. Sarutobi asked. Naruto gave a sheepish smile. Well Gigi, I kind of got hungry and I didn't have any food, so I went to Ichiraku's ramen stand, and after I had finished eating I was heading back to my apartment when a mob spotted me. I ran, but was caught and well you know what happened next. Sarutobi gave a sad smile and a nod. I'm truly sorry Naruto, I should have been there for you. If it wasn't for that damn council I would have been. Sarutobi explained. Naruto gave a dismissive gesture. Hey, it's all good Chichi. As you can I'm fine now, but can we leave? I hate hospitals. Naruto asked hoping he could leave this wretched place. Sarutobi gave a nod and went over to Naruto's clean clothes and handed them to him. Here you go Naruto. Sarutobi said. Thanks Gigi. Naruto told Sarutobi as he got out of bed and put on his clothes. Sarutobi noticed the height immediately. Hey Naruto you got a lot taller since the last time I saw you. It's about time, you were such a shrimp. Sarutobi said jokingly. Naruto gave a smile and laughed. Yeah I was, glad that I finally grew. Now let's go Gigi I hate this place. Naruto told Sarutobi. Naruto and Sarutobi both walked out of the room and headed towards the discharge area. Sarutobi started signing the release forms while Naruto looked around. He saw many people staring at him, but it wasn't hateful glares it was a look that said what the hell happened to him. Naruto laughed and shook his head. Guess they don't know what to say about my new body. Naruto thought. Naruto and Sarutobi walked out of the hospital with Sarutobi heading to the Hokage Tower and Naruto heading towards his apartment. Bye Gigi. I'll see you later Naruto yelled as he started to run home. Bye Naruto. Sarutobi yelled back. Naruto was running in the street marveled at his new speed. Hagomoro-sensei what is this? Why am I so much faster? I feel stronger too. Naruto asked. Well Naruto, it has to do with my Dijutsu. You see my Dijutsu is by far the most powerful when used correctly and yours is even stronger than mine was. I'm not sure what exactly happened but with my tampering, I somehow added another level of the Rinnegan. I'm not sure what it does, all I know is that it's very powerful. Oh by the way Naruto all you have to do to activate your Rinnegan is to focus chakra into your eyes, controlling chakra should come naturally to you since your chakra control is so high from my gift. You might not understand chakra, but since I bestowed my gifts upon you automatically have the knowledge on how to control it. I'm not sure how to explain it other than that, you don't have knowledge on how to use your Kekkei Genkai, but you do have knowledge on how to use the basics of the Rinnegan. I'm almost positive that you won't have to use it for quite some time though. Nevertheless I will teach you how to properly wield the Rinnegan for when you must use it. Hagomoro told Naruto. Hey Hagomoro-sensei, you ever realize that you kind of ramble on and plus you didn't even answer my questions. Naruto stated. Hagomoro rubbed the back of his head. Sorry Naruto. Basically since I gave you the Rinnegan your body had to adapt to use it. So you got taller and stronger, the reason why you became stronger is because your body had to be strong enough to use the Rinnegan without destroying itself. As for why you got taller, I have no idea. Maybe Kami felt bad for you and decided to make you taller. Hagomoro told Naruto with a grin. Ha ha, very funny sensei. It was so funny that I just forgot to laugh. Naruto stated angrily. Naruto hurried up and got to his apartment. As Naruto got closer to his apartment door he noticed writing on the wall. It read, Demon Brat Die. And I'm going to kill you demon. Naruto shook his head and took out his apartment key. Naruto unlocked the door and entered the apart closing and locking the door behind him. AHHH. I'm back home awesome. Naruto said to himself. Quit your bitching Naruto. Now then, for your training, you'll only be training in your mindscape. I do not want anybody seeing what you're doing. Hagomoro told Naruto. Now get to bed so we can begin your training. Naruto stripped his t-shirt and shorts off and climbed in bed, immediately falling asleep. Naruto awoke in a huge concrete room. Where am I? Naruto asked. Glad you came so quickly. Now we're starting your training now you are to do a 20-mile run with chakra weights, 2000 push-ups, 1600 pull-ups, 2200 squat jumps, 3000 squats, and finish off with a 30-mile run with chakra weights. That will be your training for the next 6 months. After that I will begin jutsu theory and teach you how to use wood release. And storm release. Hagomoro told Naruto. Naruto paled and felt ill. How the hell am I going to do that? Do you want me to die? Asked a scared Naruto. Oh shut up Naruto, you won't die you aren't that out of shape since your body changed. I'm just trying to get you ready for the training Narumi has planned for you when I leave. Hagomoro told Naruto now get your ass moving. Naruto immediately got to work he started with his 20-mile run, then his push-ups, pull-ups, squat jumps, squats, and finishing off with his 30 miles run. 20 hours later, Naruto was covered in sweat, laying on the ground gasping for air. You son of a bitch. Naruto managed to yell out between breaths. How the hell is this even going to transfer over to my real body this is only my mind? Naruto asked. Hagomoro who had been watching him work for a while, then went to bed, woke up just before Naruto finished was smirking. Well Naruto, I have a jutsu that Narumi will teach you later. The jutsu is incredibly complicated, so I'll just give it to you simply. The jutsu takes a copy of your body and your mindscape and sends it to your brain. From there your brain thinks that you worked out and starts tearing the muscles, then starts to rebuild them like your body should. The process is way more complex than that, there's chain reactions, and chakra is involved, but I gave it to you simply. It took me years to even understand it, and I don't have years to explain you one jutsu. Hagamoro told Naruto. You won't be sore by the way. Narumi will use her chakra to enhance the healing procedure. So you'll grow exponentially in strength and speed in one day from the rapid healing and no downtime. Fine, but shouldn't I be awake by now? I mean I was working out for what 19, 20, 21 hours? Naruto asked. Hagamoro gave a sheepish smile and rubbed the back of his head. Well Naruto, I got Narumi to use a jutsu called Demon Art. Mind Time Multiplier. I know weird sounding jutsu right? What the jutsu does is it speeds up your mind, tricking it into thinking that time is going by faster depending on how much chakra is put into it. At its current level, for every 1 hour outside it's 2 hours in here. The downside to this jutsu is it makes your mind age at that same rate when the jutsu is active, which will be whenever you're in your mindscape training. Hagamoro told Naruto. Wait, what's bad about that? Naruto asked. Well, since your mind will age quicker you'll enter puberty faster and your hormones will rage at a younger age, but other than that I don't think there's anything bad about it. You'll be much wiser and level-headed at a young age, and since your mind is aging and not your body you won't die, even if your mind was at age 203 and your body was at age 18. You'll be able to think things out without emotions blocking your view, but your hormones will be a pain in the butt. So sorry for what it's worth. Hagamoro told Naruto. Whatever, entering puberty a couple years sooner doesn't outweigh the fact that I'll be very wise and level-headed as you said for my age. Naruto told Hagamoro. Okay Naruto, you should wake up, it's your first day of class. Narumi and I will keep in touch. Hagamoro told Naruto as he expelled him from the mindscape. Naruto awoke in his bed feeling stronger. Not sore or tired, but absolutely stronger. Come on, get up, you got to go to school today. Even if you won't be graduating, goddamn sensei and attractive demon sealed within. Ah, this is so unfair. Naruto yelled to nobody in particular. Shut up Naruto. How many times do I have to tell you? Hagamoro asked. Naruto ignored his sensei and started to put on his clothes. Sensei, these clothes are too small. I realize why everybody was staring at me, it looks like I was trying to wear an exterior skin. Naruto told his sensei. Hagamoro gave a laugh. Okay Naruto, you go to store and buy whatever clothes you want. Tell them the Hokage told you that he would pay for it. They should believe you since you're like his grandson. Hagamoro told Naruto. Naruto finished getting his clothes on as Naruto walked out the door and saw a note posted to his door. Naruto ripped the note off of his door and began to read it. Naruto, you'll be in room 134. Just show up and give the teacher this note. You're only a week behind so no worries. Good luck, Hokage. You are to allow Naruto into your classroom and teach him fairly. If you do not, I will personally come down there and demote you to Genin while kicking your ass. Hokage. Naruto smiled and turned his head. Naruto could see multiple villagers heading towards his apartment. God damn it. Can't I just go a day without getting chased? Naruto thought. Naruto quickly went back into his apartment, opened a window and jumped out. Fucking villagers. I'm so going to beat a couple of your asses this year. Naruto thought to himself as he ran to a store. Naruto, if you do such a thing, people will realize you are getting stronger and they will want to kill you. I highly doubt they could catch you now, hell I highly doubt even Anbu could catch you. Now with your increased speed and your ingenuity on how to get out of sticky situations, I would put my money on you any day. So don't sweat over it and you will not attack a villager. Hagamoro told his disciple. Aghhh. You aren't any fun, you know that sensei. I will not attack any villagers though as you command sensei. Naruto told his sensei annoyed he couldn't just protect himself. Naruto entered a clothing and immediately noticed an orange jumpsuit that screamed, I'm a village idiot, please come kill me. Hahaha, I like your style Naruto. Go hurry up and get a couple pairs, run back to your house full speed and then head to the academy. Naruto walked over to the clothes and smiled. Couple sizes too big, but I'll grow into them. Naruto walked over to the cash register where the man working the store finally got a good look at him. Hey demon brat. What the hell are you doing in my store? The man asked, angry to have the village pariah trudging around his shop. Naruto turned with a cold glare, making the man shiver. You listen to me old man. I am not a demon and if you don't let me buy these clothes I might just have to tell the Hokage. Hokage told me to bill whatever I buy to him, so how do you think he'll feel if his adopted grandson isn't allowed to buy some clothes? You think he'll shut down your shop and execute you for calling me a demon? I wonder. Naruto told the rude old man. The old man was pissed that he was outsmarted by a little kid, hell the demon of the village to boot. Yes, sorry. Here let me ring these up for you. The old man said as he grabbed the clothes harshly out of Naruto's hands and started to ring them up. Here you are sir. The old man told Naruto with venom dripping from his every word. Naruto took the clothes from off the counter that they had been set on and ran full speed out the door. Naruto quickly made it home, jumping through the window he had previously come on out, decided to get dressed in his new orange jumpsuit. Very becoming of the village idiot. Naruto thought with a smile. Yes, you look like 1,000 Ryo, now hurry up and get moving, this is your first day. Hagoromo told Naruto. Naruto quickly headed out the same window he had just came in through, heading towards the academy. Man, I still remember the first time I went to the academy with Gigi. That was a fun day, glad the old man had to run errands so I could go with him. Naruto thought with a smile. Naruto was amazed by how fast he got to the academy. Okay, let's see. Naruto thought as he fished the note out of one of the many pockets he had. Room 134. Naruto said to himself. Naruto walked around looking at all of the room until he stumbled across his classroom. Naruto entered the room to see the class had just started. Hello there, what can I help you with? The teacher asked. He was 5'10", lean and muscular, he had white hair, long hair. Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting, I'm a new student here, the Hokage gave me a note. Naruto said as strode forward and handed the teacher the note. The teacher took the note and immediately scowled. The demon. I'll make sure to flunk him by the time graduation happens. The man thought. Okay, Naruto Uzumaki, I'm going to be your sensei, my name is Mizuki. Would you like to introduce yourself to the class? Mizuki asked. Naruto inwardly laughed. Man, this guy definitely does not like me. I see it in his eyes, same look I get from the villagers. Naruto thought. You sure, Mizuki-sensei? Hi, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, I like ramen and training, I dislike many things, but I don't feel I should have to tell you. My dream is also none of your business as I will be ridiculed for it. Naruto told the class as he walked to the back and took a seat. The kid with a dog on top of his head got angry. What was that? All he told us was his name. The kid screamed out. Yeah, I agree. A pink-haired girl screeched out. Even if he is the demon, we should know more about him so we can counter whatever he's thinking. The pink-haired girl thought. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Hey Pinky, isn't your name Sakura Haruno? Naruto asked. The now-known Sakura raised an eyebrow. Yes, I am, what's it to you? Sakura asked. Oh, nothing, I just remember saving a girl I became friends with, her name was Sakura. We were great friends until one day she stopped talking to me, I saw a bunch of bullies a couple years ago picking on her and decided to help. The odd thing is when I saved her from getting beat up from 3 boys, she ran away telling me that I was a demon and I should go die. You wouldn't know anybody like that, would you? Naruto asked, angry that he now recognized his old friend. Sakura just shriveled up in her seat. Oh, okay, I see you're my ex-friend and girl I saved. Okay, well, nice to see you again, but why aren't you calling me a demon? Come on, say it. Call me a demon. Naruto yelled at her. Mizuki and the class who had been watching the incident all had a look of confusion on their face. Excuse me Naruto, why are you yelling at Sakura like that? A pale girl with lavender eyes asked. Naruto turned and a smile was placed on his face. Ah, Hinata-chan, good to see that you didn't lose that stutter. How have you been? Naruto asked. Hinata's face went blank, but she rose, grabbed all of her stuff and walked to the back of the room and sat next to Naruto. Mizuki and the class were confused. Alright class, enough drama for today. We'll be starting on the history of the Hokages. Mizuki told the class. Naruto immediately ignored him, hearing a voice in his head. Naruto, do not listen, I will give you my own history lesson in a blink of an eye. Hagoromo told Naruto. Naruto was about to ask what he was talking about until a flood of information came in. What the hell was that? Naruto thought to himself. Oh, well, you see, with how long I have been trapped in my own blood, I have picked up a lot of knowledge when I was bored and would listen in. I hope you don't mind, I only get to do that 3 times just as warning. Hagoromo told Naruto. Wait, so you're telling me that you just used one of those 3 times to give me a history lesson? Naruto asked. No, you idiot. I just gave you in-depth knowledge of almost every battle, tactic, leadership skills that the 1st, 2nd and 4th Hokage ever used or were in. What that did was it gave you knowledge on how to use tactics and how to be a leader, which you would only get from many years of fighting. I gave you this knowledge because I want my disciple to be an amazing leader with tactics and know how to use battle strategies. You'll be able to be in a fight and see an attack coming, and you'll automatically know from all of the combined knowledge of the 1st, 2nd and 4th what could counter it and where to place your team. Hagoromo told Naruto. Naruto, I will be using this knowledge transfer 2 other times. I'll use it when I'm teaching you the wood release and storm release jutsu. Teaching you both only counts as 1 since it is classified as Kekkei Genkai. Ami made rules for me on how many times I could transfer knowledge and how much, and since it's classified as Kekkei Genkai, I'm going to be giving you all of my jutsu on them and it will only count as 1. Ah, loopholes, got to love them. The other time I will give you my wisdom is when I teach you my taijutsu style. The style I will teach you is the most powerful Taijutsu style ever known to man, well besides a demon style which I'm sure Narumi will teach you one or two. Anyways, this style is what the Hyuga clan Taijutsu and many others are based off of. Unlike the Hyuga clan Taijutsu, you won't be on the ground not moving, you will be agile like the monkey Taijutsu, powerful like the tiger Taijutsu and very unpredictable like the true dragon Taijutsu. In close quarters combat nobody will be able to defeat you. Hagamoro finished off. Well, almost anybody, if a demon were to be unleashed and they used Taijutsu on you would be in for a very hard fight. Hagamoro finished, really stopping this time. Naruto started to shift through some memories and saw the battle of First Hokage and Madara Uchiha. This could be very cool. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto noticed the Mizuki was still talking, then looked to his side and saw a blushing Hinata Hyuga. "Hinata-chan, what wrong?" Naruto whispered. Hinata looked at him and Naruto could see the sadness in her eyes. And then Naruto K-kun, I'm so sorry about what happened. The elders of my CCL clan too told me I couldn't talk to you anymore, I'm so sorry. Hinata whispered back with the tears streaming down her face. Naruto felt terrible for making one of his only friends cry. Hinata-chan, don't worry about it, I got the letter you sent to me. I thank you for trying to keep in contact, but listen, you can't hang out with me at all this year. The reason being is because I have to flunk, I'll explain everything later when I can. I'll try to talk to you when I can, but please, I don't want you getting in trouble, just know that we are still friends and go sit in a seat not near me. I'm sorry it has be this way. Naruto told Hinata. Hinata was about to argue, but saw the pleading and sadness in Naruto's eyes and only nodded. Hinata got up, grabbed all of her items and sat at her old seat. This got many looks wondering what happened, but all they could see was a sad-looking Naruto and a Hinata who looked like she had been crying. Baka. What did you do to Hinata? A girl with blonde hair screamed, interrupting Mizuki's speech. Naruto got a cold look in his eyes. The usual warm deep blue eyes of Naruto now looked like a frozen wasteland where life could exist, and it frightened anybody who saw his eyes. A brooding boy who had a duck-ass hairstyle was even afraid. Hey dope, stop and answer her question. This brooding boy told him. You will not demand anything of me. I'm guessing you're an Uchiha and by the looks of it Itachi's younger brother, so that could only mean you're Sasuke. Why don't you stay out of mine and Hinata-chan's business? Naruto told Sasuke. And you blondie, I do not like to be accused of things and being called a baka. I suggest you mind your own business as well. Naruto told the blonde. It's fine, he told me something and I got emotional, don't think too much into it. Hinata told the now no Nino. Hey dope, don't you ever call me Itachi's brother. I'm not even related to that bastard. Sasuke screamed. Naruto gave a chuckle. There you go, making demands again. I will do as I wish when I wish, you have no control over me Uchiha. I do not care which clan you are a part of or what Taijutsu your clan might possess. You are just a brooding arrogant self-righteous emo asshole, so don't think you have any control over me. Naruto as he placed his head back on the desk. Sasuke, Sakura and Ino were beyond angry. How dare he insult my clan? How dare he insult Sasuke-kun? Were their thoughts. They all were about to speak up when Mizuki did. That's enough. I do not want any more interruptions today. Mizuki told them. If that kid weren't a demon I could actually like him. Put the Uchiha right in his place. Mizuki thought. Mizuki began his history lesson again as Naruto fell asleep thinking this is going to be a very hard next 5 years. Time skipped 10 months. Naruto's age. 7. Naruto's mental age. 8. Mindscape. Naruto stood in at 4'8" and was very muscular with lean, strong muscle going from head to toe. Naruto stood in front of a smoldering crater exhausted. Good Naruto. Hagamoro and Narumi both told Naruto. Naruto turned and bowed. Thank you Hagamoro-sensei, Narumi-sensei. Naruto told them. Naruto, it seems that you have really gotten the storm release. And wood release. Jutsu down. You are truly gifted in ninjutsu, however it is time for you to gain my taijutsu form. It's called Sage Fist. Your stance will look a lot like you're going to fight in snake form, but that is only because snake form was based off of this taijutsu style. The reason being is because the snake taijutsu style is based on speed and precision, and the Sage Fist uses the best starting stance for speed and precision. Anyways, enough rambling, I want to tell you I won't be able to stay for a year like I planned. Once I use up my last knowledge transfer I must leave and speak with Kami, she failed to mention this until just a couple months ago. I have taught you every jutsu for storm release and wood release that I know and believe to be out in the world. You are proficient in air, fire, lighting, and water. You must learn earth and master it. I believe in you. If you keep training with Narumi and using the cage bunshin we taught you, you'll be completely fine. For this last transfer I'll give you all of my knowledge on it, not just some like I did with storm and wood. I won't be here to help you learn it, and Narumi doesn't really know this style beyond the basics. The transfer will hurt, it will be as if your mind exploding, but you must not pass out, for if you do the transfer will stop there. Hagamoro told Naruto. Naruto and Narumi looked shocked. But Hagimoto-sensei, I'll miss you, isn't there any way for us to still speak? Naruto asked as he went up and hugged the sensei who had been like a father to him. Narumi was right behind Naruto hugging her friend who had also been like a father to her. "Tusan, please do something to contact me once in a while," Narumi asked. Hagimoto gave a small smile. "I will. Now, Naruto, when I start this transfer I will automatically leave your mindscape. Get comfortable because this transfer will take about 10 minutes." Hagimoto told him. Narumi took Naruto by the hand and sat down, getting Naruto to sit down also. Narumi laid Naruto back and placed his head in her lap. Hagimoto smiled at this. "Behave, Narumi, you know what I told you, not until graduation or until he confesses." Hagimoto told Narumi with a smile. Narumi blushed, but smiled. Naruto just had a content look on his face. Hagimoto sat down in a meditation pose and starting shifting through his memories. After a couple minutes Hagimoto had gathered every single piece of data that could give Naruto the knowledge to use the advanced and basic form of Sage first. Hagimoto started the transfer and vanished. Naruto opened his eyes and let out a scream. Narumi held Naruto down in her lap and started playing with his hair. "It's okay, Naruto-kun, just fight through it. Don't give up, come on, you can do it." Narumi cheered Naruto. Naruto just laid there, his body twisting his body in agony. There was no amount of words that could get through to Naruto, so Narumi just had to sit there and let Naruto fight it out himself. After 10 minutes Naruto's body finally stopped twitching and Naruto's screams had finally stopped. Naruto opened his eyes and a smile graced his lips. "That crazy bastard," Naruto said to nobody in particular. Narumi, who had a tear falling down her face, wiped it away, happy to see Naruto fine and unhurt. "Naruto-kun, what was that?" Narumi asked. "That crazy bastard, Hagimoto-sensei, gave me every piece of knowledge he ever had on Taijutsu. That's why it took so long. I can now effectively counter any Taijutsu that is based off of the Sage Fist," Naruto told Narumi. Narumi's eyes went wide. "I can't believe he did that. That could have killed you." Narumi screamed. "Oh, Narumi-sensei, calm down, I made it out alive, didn't I?" Naruto asked question. "Why did you call Hagimoto-sensei your Tusan?" "Oh well, when Tusan divided the 10 tails into the 10 Biju we were all babies. He took us all home and nurtured and cared for us. He became a father to all of us Biju," Narumi answered. "Well, okay, thanks for answering, Narumi-sensei, but if you don't mind I really just want to go to bed. That took a lot out of me," Naruto told Narumi. Narumi nodded her head understanding. "Alright, Naruto-kun, you can leave and go to bed." Naruto got up and gave Narumi a quick hug, then disappeared from his mindscape, getting a full night's rest. "Damn you Tusan, I swear if Naruto-kun is taken by graduation day I will personally ask Kami to hit you for me," Narumi declared. Time skip 5 years. Naruto's age. 12. Naruto's mental age. 16. Naruto, now 5'9", was standing in front of a massive hole in a tree, breathing heavily. "Wow, Naruto-kun, you mastered the Rasengan pretty quickly. It took you only a couple weeks. Now we can train some more things," Narumi told Naruto with an evil glint in her eye, but acting seductive as well. Naruto shuddered. "First things first, Narumi-sensei. You are an absolute slave driver, you already made me master air, fire and water, along with the final touches of wood and storm. So no more training today, I have graduation today anyways, also don't tease me, you know that I have the hormones of a 16 or 17-year-old, Naruto told Narumi. Narumi pouted, but waved him off. "Fine, Naruto-kun, you're no fun though," Narumi told Naruto as he left. Naruto woke up dreading today. "Okay, just got to finish today, and then tomorrow will be all good. Next year I can actually do sort of well," Naruto told himself. Naruto quickly got out of bed and grabbed a towel. Naruto walked into his bathroom and started to strip. He turned on the hot water and stared in the mirror. "I can't believe I was lucky enough to be the disciple of the greatest shinobi this world has ever seen," Naruto said in disbelief as he entered the shower. Naruto took a quick 3 minutes long shower, shampooing his hair, rinsing it, then stepping out of the shower to dry off. Naruto exited the bathroom with just a towel on and began to get dressed. 4 minutes later Naruto was out the door running towards the academy. "I wonder what Iruka-sensei is going to say when I fail. He only got here this year, but he's been like an older brother to me," Naruto thought with a grimace. Naruto quickly found himself in the academy heading towards his room. Upon entering the room he saw a black-haired woman with red eyes and Mizuki standing there looking as if in a heated argument. Naruto took a quick glance at Mizuki, who had just grabbed a woman by the neck and looked as if about to punch her. Mizuki let his punch fly, aiming it at her nose hoping to break it, but only to be left in shock when a hand out of nowhere came and grabbed his punch in an iron-like grip. "You know, Mizuki-sensei, it's never polite to hit a woman," Naruto told Mizuki while staring him directly in the eyes. "Brat, this has nothing to do with you. Now let go of my hand or I'll be forced to hurt you," Mizuki answered right back with anger flaring through his words. Naruto just increased the grip on his hand, making Mizuki wince while grabbing Mizuki's hand that was around the woman's neck, choking her. Naruto twisted Mizuki's fist, forcing him to let go of the woman's neck, giving Naruto complete control of Mizuki's second hand. Before Mizuki knew what happened, he was shoved against the blackboard with both arms hoisted behind his back. Now Mizuki-sensei, I would repeat this again, it is not polite to hit women. Especially such a beautiful woman as the one you were about to hit. Naruto told Mizuki while looking back to see the woman blushing from his compliment. No, then Mizuki team, tell me why I shouldn't tell the Hokage of what I saw and you trying to hurt a fellow leaf nin. Naruto asked. Excuse me, how did you know I was a leaf nin? The mystery woman asked. Naruto turned his head just enough to gaze over his shoulder. Well, Miss Naruto said, waiting for her to fill in her name. I'm Kurenai Yuhi, thanks for helping me by the way. The now known Kurenai said. Ah well Miss Yuhi, I noticed your leaf headband. Naruto told Kurenai now what exactly happened here. Naruto asked. Mizuki stayed silent, still trying to get out only to have his arms wretched higher. Well Mizuki, ask me here to discuss Hinata, who is like my little sister. I came and all Mizuki did was hit on me and then he tried to get into my pants using force, which I hit him for. Then I was about to leave when he started to choke me and you saw the rest as you did it. Kurenai explained. Really, Mizuki, is that what happened, you piece of shit? You tried to rape another ninja. I should take you to the Hokage and have him deal with you, but since I can't trust you'll come quietly, I'll just have to make you. Miss Yuhi, you may want to cover your ears or look away. I know you're a ninja, but it is never pretty when you have to do something to another person without them having a way to fight back. Naruto told Kurenai, to which she nodded but kept watching. Okay Miss Yuhi, have it your way. Naruto told her. Oh come on Naruto, don't do this, I'll come along peacefully. Mizuki pleaded with Naruto. No you won't, you piece of shit. You'll just try to escape as soon as we leave. Naruto told Mizuki, wrenching his arms higher than humanly possible, dislocating both shoulder and breaking an arm. Ah. You fucking demon. I'll kill you for this. Mizuki screamed out in pain. Naruto's response was to turn Mizuki around and punch his directly in the face, knocking him unconscious. Miss Yuhi, would you mind taking this piece of trash to the Hokage? I'm sorry, I would normally do it myself, but I have class, you see. Naruto asked Kurenai. Kurenai gave a nod. Excuse me, but what is your name? I gave you mine but never got one in return. Kurenai asked. Naruto looked like he had just been punched in the face. Oh, I'm very sorry, where are my manners? My name is Naruto Uzumaki, or you might know me by my names that I have been dubbed with. Demon brat, spawn of the Kyuubi. Naruto said sadly. Kurenai gave a sad smile and went up and kissed his cheek. Well Naruto, thank you for helping me. I'll take Mizuki here to the Hokage right away. Kurenai told Naruto while going over to Mizuki using Shunshin to get to the Hokage tower as fast as she could. Naruto just smiled and walked up to his usual seat. Haruka ran in 2 minutes later. Naruto, is everything alright, where's Mizuki? Haruka asked. Naruto just gave a wave and a smile. Oh Mizuki team. He's more than likely at interrogations right now for assaulting another leaf ninja. I don't know anything other than that. Naruto lied through his teeth. Haruka gave a look of disbelief, but his look was settled when a group of students all entered. Hey look, it's the Baka. Sakura and Ino yelled out. Naruto just laughed. Ha 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 ha, wow, that was funny. I hope you can come up with something you don't use every day. Now then, if that's all you've got to say, then please keep your mouth shut. Naruto asked with a smile on his face. Sakura got pissed and walked up to Naruto and took a swing, but was shocked when Naruto intercepted her swing like it was nothing, which sent her off balance and she fell onto the ground. Naruto just looked at the ground, then looked forward like nothing happened. Sakura got up off the floor and took another swing, aiming at the back of Naruto's head, smirking because it was his blind spot. Naruto ducked his head at the last second and grabbed her hand as she became unbalanced again because she threw all of her power and weight into the punch. Naruto flipped her over his back and she landed with her back on the desk Naruto was sitting at. Listen Sakura, I'm sorry I had to do that, truly I am, but I'm sick and tired of you using me as your punching bag. You don't even know me, yet you treat me like I'm a disease that you might catch. Naruto told her as he released his hold on her arm, but got up and grabbed her hand, lifted her up, causing her to crash into his chest. Sakura looked up meekly to see a sad-looking Naruto. Again Sakura, I am really sorry, but I only pretended to like you so I could get some attention even if it was hate-filled. I'm sorry that it came to me actually having to hurt you. Naruto said as he separated himself from her and sat back down in his seat. Sakura looked at him for a second and went to go sit down. Ino and the rest of her group just stared at Naruto with disbelief in their eyes. Haruka, who had been watching, smiled at his adopted younger brother. Glad he finally stood up for himself. Haruka thought. 15 minutes later. Alright class, today is graduation. There is a written exam, a kunai shuriken accuracy exam, a taijutsu spar, and finally an ninjutsu exam. Haruka began handing out all of the tests, to which Naruto just put his head down and went to sleep. You have 1 hour until I collect these tests. Haruka shouted so everybody could hear. 1 hour later. Alright everybody, pencils down, head outside and wait for me to come out to begin the accuracy exam. Haruka told them. Everybody headed out of the classroom quickly beside Sakura and Naruto. Sakura kept thinking about what Naruto said about how she didn't even know him but treated him like he was a disease. Well, Naruto was just like this every day. Haruka had finished collecting the tests expect for Naruto's. Haruka picked up the test and read it. Dear Haruka-sensei, I'm sorry for disappointing you like this, maybe someday I'll explain it. Just know that next year you won't believe who I am. Haruka was sad, confused, and angry. Why doesn't he try? Haruka thought to himself. While Haruka was collecting all of the tests, Naruto had picked a tree and fallen asleep on it. 20 minutes later. Naruto Uzumaki. You're up. Haruka yelled. Naruto awoke immediately from all of the training simulations he had to do in his mindscape because of Narumi. I pass. Naruto shouted back. All of the students started to whisper about why he would just give up. Well, Sasuke smirked. The dope doesn't want to try because he might embarrass himself. Sasuke asked. Naruto got up and walked over to Haruka and grabbed 10 kunai and 10 shuriken without looking. He launched them all at the tree. All 20 projectiles hit, the kunai formed a perfect X, while the shuriken formed a circle. No, Sasuke team, I just don't feel like doing this. Naruto informed Sasuke. Sasuke was fuming. Haruka was dumbfounded, as was the rest of the class besides Hinata. Hinata had been told some of what Naruto had done, but not all. She had been told Naruto had trained by a very powerful ninja and was only doing the academy as a way to get along with his age group, which she didn't understand because all he did was sleep in the class. Okay Naruto, perfect score. Haruka called out happily. Naruto shook his head. No Haruka-sensei, I was supposed to hit the dummy, not a tree. I failed. Now let's move on to Taijutsu. Naruto told Haruka. Haruka just didn't understand why Naruto didn't want a perfect score but allowed him to fail. Alright class, you'll have 5-minute Taijutsu spars and the one who performs the best or who knocks the other opponent unconscious wins the Taijutsu spar. Hey dope, you and me. Now. Sasuke demanded. Naruto just shook his head again. Wow Sasuke team, you're still demanding things from me. Fine, I'll fight you. Naruto told Sasuke. Sasuke smirked as they made their way to the ring. Haruka didn't do anything because he too wanted to see what his little brother could do. Once I beat you, I would have defeated every guy in our class. Sasuke said arrogantly. Well, how about this, Sasuke-chan? You hit me twice, I'll admit you're better than me. Deal? Naruto asked. Fine, deal, but if hit you twice you have to admit that you're just loser. Sasuke said. Naruto just nodded and waited for the match to begin. Haruka walked to the middle of the ring and shot his hand down. Begin. Haruka yelled. Sasuke shot off as fast as he could, knowing he would hit the dope with minimal effort, but was surprised to see Naruto just stood there looking bored. That pissed Sasuke off even more. Sasuke threw a barrage of punches and kicked in which Naruto just dodged and ducked them all with no effort required at all. 4 minutes and 50 seconds had passed of Sasuke attacking and Naruto easily deflecting or dodging everything. Sasuke was beyond mad. How is this dope doing this? Sasuke thought. Might as well let him hit me once. Naruto thought to himself. As Sasuke was going in for a punch to the chest, Naruto moved his body so Sasuke would hit his arm. Which Sasuke did and smirked until he saw Naruto still standing looking bored as ever. Stop. Winner Sasuke-cha. Haruka yelled out, amazed yet disappointed at his little brother. What the hell was that dope? You just let me hit you. I want a rematch. Sasuke screamed out. Listen to me, I didn't want to win and I don't want to fight you again. Now you officially beat me. Congratulations. Naruto told Sasuke as he walked over to the tree he had been sleeping under earlier. Sasuke crushed Naruto, wanting another fight. Sasuke grabbed the back of Naruto's jacket, jerked, causing the jacket to rip off of Naruto, revealing Naruto wearing a skin-tight black muscles shirt. Well, Ichiha, you got my jacket. Take it as a souvenir. Naruto told Sasuke calmly. All the girls who could see Naruto blushed madly. Some were making cat calls and whistling, while others had some blood running down their noses. Wow. Who knew Naruto had such a body? A random girl screamed out. Naruto just continued to calmly walk over to his tree. Naruto sat down and fell back asleep. 30 minutes later. Class, head back inside. Haruka yelled out. Naruto woke up and headed back inside to find a couple girl already where he usually sat. Hello ladies. Naruto told the girls with a confused look. The girls all just gave him a smile with hearts in their eyes. Great, a fan club. Ugh, Kami, what did I do to deserve this? Naruto thought to himself. Naruto was about to sit down at his usual seat until Sasuke came up behind him and grabbed him by the back of the shirt. Pulling with all of his might, Sasuke managed to rip Naruto's shirt off. All the girls in the room had nosebleeds, some blew them back against a wall, while other were just little dribbles with perverted grins. Sasuke, I'm not into you like that, please go sit down. Naruto asked. This got laughs from a lot of the guys in the room, while Sasuke's loyal fangirls all sneered at Naruto. Naruto walked over to his seat seeing all of the girls near him with perverted looks and blood running down their nose. Naruto shrugged and put his head down on the desk and went back to sleep. 40 minutes later, Naruto Uzumaki. Iruka screamed outright by Naruto's head. Naruto looked up casually. What do you want, Iruka-sensei? I have allowed you to sleep long enough. I purposely waited until the end to call you. Now get up and come take the ninjutsu test. Iruka told Naruto. Iruka-sensei, I pass. Naruto said casually. What? Did you just say? Iruka screamed out. I pass. Naruto replied calmly. Iruka was just about to hit Naruto upside the head for being so stupid until he realized Naruto was out of his seat. Sorry Iruka-sensei, I got to go. Naruto apologized while casually walking out of the classroom with catcalls and whistles still chasing after him. Naruto exited the academy with a sad look on his face. School starts in 3 months again. I'm going to be so tired with all of the training Narumi-chan has planned for me. Naruto thought to himself. Damn right you are. Narumi yelled to Naruto. Naruto shrugged and ran over to the Hokage Tower. Wonder what Jiji is doing. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto ended up at the Hokage Tower in minutes. Walking up the stairs he could hear many perverted giggles and could see many perverted smiles. Wow, I'm the demon to them with my shirt on, but with it off I'm a piece of meat. Naruto thought to himself in disgust. Walking up to the secretary of the Hokage he gave a small smile. Hey Yumiko-chan, is Hokage Jiji in? Naruto asked the Hokage's assistant. Yumiko was 5'6", with long black hair, beautiful green eyes and a nice curvy body. She had a sizable bust and pretty nice ass. Oh hey Naruto-kun, how are why? Yumiko got out before she got a look at her friend. With a perverted blush and some blood dripping from her nose she turned her head. Naruto grinned. Yumiko-chan, do you like what you see? Naruto asked with a grin when she turned her head and nodded. Well, I'm flattered that such a lovely young woman as yourself would think I'm attractive. I'll just go see my Jiji. Bye Yumiko-chan. Naruto exclaimed with a wave as he walked over to the Hokage office. Naruto-kun, you have an amazing body. Wonder what you look like when you're 14 or 15. Yumiko thought with a perverted grin. Naruto walked over to the Hokage office door and kicked it open. Hey Jiji. What's up? Naruto asked his grandfather when he noticed the woman he helped earlier, a pineapple hair-styled woman who had pink hair. Also in the room there was a girl and boy who had to be a year younger than him. The boy was 5'4" with brown spiked hair and an athletic build. The girl was 5'5" with long dark brown hair, she had lavender eyes. The girl had a nice body for 11-year-old, some curves were coming in, and she already had what seemed to be a B going on C-cup breasts. When she got older Naruto could tell she would be a beauty. Kurenai turned and blushed. The purple-haired woman saw the blush and turned her head only to blush and some blood to come out of her nose. The girl blushed but immediately held it back and tried to act like a noble. The boy didn't look like he cared, while the Hokage looked happy. Oh Naruto, nice job with Mizuki. How are you by the way? Sarutobi asked. I'm fine Jiji and thank you. It's nice to see you again Miss Yuhi. Naruto responded as he walked up to the desk with his muscles twitching with every movement. Hi Naruto, it's nice to see you again as well. Thank you for the help again. I'm more of a genjutsu user, not a close quarters fighter, and he caught me by surprise. Kurenai responded with a glowing blush still adorning her cheeks. The other women walked over to Naruto and held out her hand. I'm Anko, I'm truly happy you helped my friend. Thank you. Anko told Naruto. Naruto shook her hand. It was no big deal. I couldn't let an attractive woman get hurt. Naruto replied with a smile while release Anko's hand. The compliment caused Kurenai to blush even harder, which made Naruto chuckle. I'm sorry Miss Yuhi, am I making you uncomfortable? I could go back home and put another shirt on. Sasuke Uchiha attacked me from behind or tried to and ended up ripping my shirt off. Naruto explained with a smile at Kurenai's blush and Anko's slight blush. No Naruto, it's fine, I'm sorry. You can call me Kurenai by the way, thank you for being respectful though. Kurenai told Naruto. Naruto gave a nod. No problem, did you say that you were like sisters with Hinata? Naruto asked. Yes we are, why do you ask? Kurenai asked. I was just wondering how she was doing. We used to be very good friends and then her clan council forbid her from seeing me. When I joined her class in my first year she wanted to speak with me and become good friends again, but I wouldn't allow it. I know what the Hyuga clan thinks of me and I will not allow Hinata-chan to mess up her life because she wants to be friends with me. Maybe later when I become a genin. Naruto told Kurenai. Kurenai got blank look. You didn't pass the test? Kurenai asked in disbelief. No, I didn't pass the test. Doesn't matter though. Naruto stated nonchalantly. Kurenai gave him a what are you smoking look. Naruto, how could you not pass the test? You put a chun into his knees without trying, it's either you don't care or you're wanting people to underestimate you. Kurenai tried to push Naruto on to telling her. Naruto gave a foxy grin that make Anko and Kurenai blush. I'll tell you some time later if we ever become good friends, but for now nobody knows. Gigi, don't try to force it out of me either because you can't, Naruto told Sarutobi. Fine Naruto, but why did you come here? Sarutobi asked. Well, I came to talk to my Gigi. Why, is something the matter? Naruto asked. Yes, there is. You interrupted my conversation with my Gigi. The younger boy yelled. Naruto gave a smile. Ah, you must be Konohamaru. You are very loud and obnoxious by the look of you, I think we'll get along just fine. Naruto stated with a smile. Ah, coming from the village idiot. The girl told Naruto. And don't ever speak ill of the Hyuga clan. The girl finished off. Naruto took a thoughtful pose, he smiled and disappeared only to reappear behind the girl. Well, now if I'm the village idiot, does that mean you like village idiots? I saw that blush. Naruto whispered in her ear, sending chills up her spine. Naruto casually walked over to the Hokage's desk and gave a sheepish smile while everybody around him had their mouths on the floor. What did I do? Naruto asked. Naruto, what the hell? How did you move so fast? Sarutobi asked. It's a secret. Naruto replied mysteriously. Everybody eventually took their mouths off the ground while the girl was still blushing from what Naruto had done. Listen, I didn't mean to speak ill of the Hyuga clan. I just stated I know their opinion on me and it is unjust. The only two members I can think of the Hyuga clan who ever spoke to me with kindness is Hiashi Hyuga and Hinata Hyuga. May I know your name so I can properly address you? Naruto asked. My name is Hanabi Hyuga. Hanabi told Naruto. Ah, so you are the younger sister of Hinata. She and I still speak whenever I feel we won't get in trouble. Hinata speaks highly of you, I can see why. You're strong, loyal, and if I can read eyes I see determination burning within them. Not to mention you're cute, Naruto said with a smile. Hanabi blushed but quickly got it under control. Stay away from my sister. I do not want her to be affected by the loser of her class. Somebody who couldn't even pass the academy. Hanabi told Naruto with disdain. Naruto gave a smile. Well, how about this? If I can beat you in everything next year then you have to tolerate me. Does that sound fair? Naruto asked. Yes, it sounds fair, but I highly doubt the dead last could ever amount to me. Hanabi proclaimed with arrogance. Ah, you are just the Uchiha. Maybe when we have graduation next year I'll make the same deal with him I did with him, but for now I'm going to leave. It was nice to meet you, Konohamaru. I believe you will be a very strong ninja. Anko, very nice to meet you as well. Hanabi, I wish we could have met under different circumstances, but it was bound to happen. Kuren, I wish to see you again soon, I hope you don't mind. Gigi, I'm going to be gone for 3 months. I'm going to head out to training ground 44, just until the academy starts up again. Naruto told his Gigi. It was nice to meet you too, Naruto. Konohamaru told Naruto with a smile. Naruto, if you ever would like to talk or get something to eat, just ask. Kurenai told Naruto with a smile and a soft blush. Kurenai, are you asking me on a date? Naruto asked. Kurenai blushed even harder. No, I was just thinking since you saved me I might as well help you out in some way. Kurenai answered. Naruto adorned his foxy smile. Kurenai, it would be nice to talk to someone that doesn't think badly of me for no reason. I'll take your offer up for a talk sometime. Naruto told Kurenai, to which she nodded. Hey Gaki, why would you want to go to training ground 44? I just don't see why an academy student would want to go there. Anko asked. Well Anko, it's a secret. Naruto replied mysteriously. Naruto, I'm looking forward to beating you into the ground when the academy starts. Hanabi told Naruto with a smug smirk. This must be the girl that Hagamaru-sensei warned me about, she has lavender eyes and she acts pretty arrogant. Stupid smug smirk, I should rip that off of your face. Naruto though with anger as he hates arrogance. I have a feeling that I will make the bet with you, as I did with the Uchiha. This time though I'll actually fight back. Naruto told Hanabi. Naruto, I don't want you to go to training ground 44, what if you get hurt? Sarutobi asked. Did you trust me when I saw this? Nothing in that forest can hurt me. Naruto told Sarutobi. Naruto, if you go I want Anko to visit you every 2 weeks. Sarutobi told Naruto. If that is alright with Anko here I will be more than happy to oblige. It will be nice to have somebody to talk to every once in a while. Naruto told his Gigi. Yeah, I'll go visit the Gaki every 2 weeks. Maybe I could teach him a thing or two. Anko told the room seductively. Naruto smiled. Anko, if you try anything sexual on me, I might just have to show you something nobody has ever seen, and no, it will not be a part of my anatomy. Naruto replied. Everybody got confused looks on their faces. It's a secret. Naruto told everybody. Again, it was nice meeting you all. I hope we meet again soon. Naruto called back as he walked out of the room, giving all the females a good look at his ass. Hat calls came from Anko, while Kurenai and Hanabi gave slight blushes. That kid is definitely different. Anko said aloud, to which everybody agreed. 10 minutes later, Naruto was already packed with his extra changes of his orange jumpsuit and some instant ramen. Naruto had become addicted to instant ramen since all he did for 10 months straight was go to the academy, go home, sleep, wake up, eat and repeat. Hey Naruto-kun, what the hell was that? You showed the Uchiha that he couldn't touch you, you broke that Chunin's arm and dislocated his shoulders, and then on top of that you used speed to get behind that Hyuga girl. Do you want assassins coming to kill you? Or wait, better yet, you want to be kidnapped and trained to be a mindless killing machine where emotions have no effect on you? Narumi asked, accused angrily. Okay Narumi, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done anything when the Uchiha challenged me either time, but I was so sick of his shit. I broke that Chunin's arm and dislocated his shoulders because no woman will get raped with me around if I can do anything about it, and I did the last one just for fun. Naruto told Narumi with a grin. You know you're an idiot, but I had to admit it was pretty funny to see the Uchiha all pissed. Narumi told Naruto. Naruto nodded and increased his speed. Within 20 minutes Naruto was at training ground 44. Man, 3 months of non-stop training, well this is going to be fun. Naruto thought to himself as he disappeared into the forest. Naruto's age. 12. Naruto's mental age. 16. Council room day after Naruto entered the forest. Hiruzen Sarutobi sat in his seat in the middle of the room, waiting patiently to be told why a meeting had been summoned. After 5 minutes everybody had been seated and the conversations had stopped. It was Danzo who spoke, breaking the silence and telling Sarutobi why the meeting had been called. Okage-sama, we have all heard that the boy named Naruto Uzumaki attacked a leaf Chunin and dislocated both shoulders and broke an arm. He should be punished. The punishment for attacking a fellow leaf nin is usually death. So why have you not put him to death yet? Danzo asked curiously. Sarutobi gave a laugh, enraging some of the members of the council. Hokage-sama, that demon should be killed. He attacked a fellow leaf nin, give him death. A civilian council member by the name of Aki shouted out. Many nodding their heads in agreement. Sarutobi stopped laughing abruptly. So this is the thanks Naruto gets. People want him put to death because he saved a woman from rape. You are all ridiculous, I can't believe you honestly believe he is the Kyuubi. You want to know something, he stopped Mizuki, a Chunin of the leaf, from raping a fellow leaf nin. He did out of the kindness of his heart to try and help another person, and all you see is the Kyuubi. Do you have not shame? Most of you have put out bounties to thugs to kill and torture Naruto, and you have the audacity to call him the demon. If I could just get all of you to Inoichi, I would get Inoichi to mind walk you, and anybody who ever hurt Naruto I would kill you with my bare hands. Sarutobi screamed after hearing a kill request for his adopted grandson. The council room was quiet as they though over all that was said. Many looked down in shame after hearing they wanted the blonde dead after he saved a woman from rape. Others looked on with indifference, still thinking he was the Kyuubi. Hokage-sama, how do you know that what he said was true? If you don't mind, I would like the woman he saved to come to this room and plead on Naruto's behalf. Danzo told Sarutobi. Sarutobi leaked out killing intent, causing many of the civilian council members to faint from the pressure. Fine, you fucking want here. I'll go get here. Don't blame me if she kills anybody who insults Naruto. She has grown fond of him ever since he saved her. Sarutobi told the room as he shunshined away. Why do I have the bad feeling this is going to bite me in the ass? Danzo said aloud. Many of the clan heads looked at him as if he was stupid. Maybe, because you insulted the Hokage's adopted grandson and he finally snapped. Hiashi Hyuga told Danzo. Sarutobi shunshined back into the council room with a woman standing right next to him, and she didn't look happy. Danzo's face fell into shock. Oh shit. Was all Danzo managed to utter out. Sarutobi looked around the council room smiling at the faces of shock. Well, it seems a lot of you know Kurenai-san. Kurenai, Danzo here would like to speak on Naruto's behalf. Sarutobi told Kurenai as he stepped back, feeling sorry for anybody who might insult Naruto with her here. Kurenai was a new jounin promoted only a couple weeks ago, but quickly built up a reputation for being a very angry person to anybody that talked bad about somebody she was friends with. Kurenai was known for casting genjutsu on people who insulted her friends or mainly friend, as she really only had Anko until Naruto showed up. Many of the people who insulted Anko found themselves in the insane asylum after having a genjutsu put on them that put them right in the middle of their worst fear. Danzo gulped as Kurenai strode forward, standing in the middle of the room looking very angry. Well. Why was I called here? I was in the middle of meeting my new genin team. Kurenai asked the reason for her summons. Danzo looked around, seeing if anybody else wished to tell Kurenai for the reason she was called upon. Seeing none, he mentally shouted. You fucking cowards. Regaining his composure, Danzo began to speak. Well, Kurenai-san, it is about Naruto Uzumaki. Danzo told Kurenai. Kurenai instantly relaxed and her eyes seemed to soften as they held warmth instead of ice when she had Naruto's name. What the hell is that about? Danzo mentally asked himself after witnessing Kurenai visibly softened after hearing Naruto's name. What about Naruto? Is he alright? Kurenai asked, worried her new friend was hurt. Yes, he is alright, all is fine. We were just wondering if you could tell us what happened when Naruto supposedly saved you for being raped. He assaulted a fellow Leaf Nin, and we are trying to find his proper punishment. It would usually be death, but we don't have all the facts. Danzo told Kurenai. Kurenai's eyes went cold again. What do you want to know? Kurenai asked. Well, we have it reported that the boy attacked the Chunin without provocation and that you were engaging in activities with him willingly, Danzo explained. First off, Mizuki invited me to the academy to talk with me about my adopted little sister's progress. When I got there he tried to get me to have sex with him, I said no, and he tried to force me. I got him to leave me alone, and as I was about to leave he grabbed me by the neck and was about to punch me in the face when Naruto arrived. Naruto intercepted the punch and incapacitated Mizuki. Naruto was nothing but kind to me. Kurenai told the council members. The council members scoffed. Ha 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 ha, the demon, that's funny, didn't know he could be nice. Probably saved you so he could rape you after. Kurenai turned on the man and started hand signs. Kurenai art. Shinigami's presence. Kurenai shouted. The man abruptly started to scream. Kurenai stood there laughing at the man's misfortune. That should teach you to never accuse Naruto again. He has never anything wrong from what I hear, but he always gets glares of hate whenever he is on the street, it's not like it's hard to notice. Everybody glares at him, hell even some of the jounin I know talk badly about Naruto. I'm sick of a poor guy who has never done anything wrong being glared at so hatefully. Hell, I didn't even know Naruto, but he still saved me from Mizuki. He even had the consideration to give me the option to look away when he dislocated Mizuki's shoulders. Kurenai stated looked angrily at everybody in the council room. Why don't you shut the hell up? He's the fucking Kyuubi, you dumb bitch. That's why everybody hates him, he has the fucking Kyuubi sealed in him. So that makes him the Kyuubi. A civilian council member screamed angry that this woman was sticking up for the demon. Kurenai stood there shocked at what she heard. Before she could respond, Sarutobi was over to the man's seat with a kunai at his throat. Anbu. Sarutobi screamed. Poor Anbu appeared. Yes, Hokage-sama, they said in unison. You are to take this piece of trash and tell Ibiki that they revealed Naruto's secret. Ibiki will know just what to do. Sarutobi told the Anbu with a sadistic grin on his face. The grin caused the Anbu to shiver and feel bad for the man, while the man had literally shit himself. One of the Anbu cringed up his nose. Ah, guys, I think this shit himself. One of the Anbu stated. Everybody in the room started to smell the horrific smell and started to gag. The Anbu quickly shunshined him to I&T department. Sarutobi walked back to where he was standing while muttering just loud enough for everybody to hear. Damn lucky bastard, if he had any family I would arrest and execute them too. Kurenai had a shocked look. Hokage-sama, is that true? Kurenai asked in disbelief. Sarutobi gave a sad smile. Does Naruto know he is the container of the Kyuubi? Kurenai asked. No, Kurenai-san, he does not, and you are not to tell him. That secret is a double S-ranked village secret and anybody who is caught telling people it will be put through torture than death. Now come on, Kurenai, I think you answered enough questions. Sarutobi looked back and saw the unconscious man. Would you mind releasing that Jinjutsu? Sarutobi asked. After he passed out I did. Kurenai replied. This meeting is adjourned. Naruto sentenced none. For he saved a fellow Leaf Nin from rape. Sarutobi told the council room as he walked out with Kurenai walking right behind him going over what she had just been told. Hokage-sama, where is the seal? Kurenai whispered curiously. Sarutobi gave her a securitizing gaze trying to decide whether to tell her or not. Well, since you seem to care so much for Naruto, I suppose I could tell you. It is on his stomach, you didn't notice it at first because he must channel chakra through his body for it to appear. Sarutobi whispered back, but that they both left each other's graces. Sarutobi going back to his office and Kurenai going back to the team she left, but now had a certain blonde on her mind. With Naruto, for Kami's sake. First I have to wait to find a proper shelter until this morning. Then I got attacked by a goddamn 20-foot-long centipede and now I can't stop sneezing. Naruto yelled out in annoyance as he finished setting up a cave near a river with plenty of cover to be his home for the next 3 months. Narumi laughed at his annoyance. Naruto-kun, somebody must be talking about you with all the sneezing you're doing. Narumi told Naruto. You're right, I know that little rumor. Folklore. I don't know, whatever it is I know about it and I highly doubt anybody would talk about me. Naruto replied sadly. Listen, Narumi-sensei, for the next 3 months I'm going to be working on my speed, strength, and finally I'm going to create a couple jutsu for my Kekkei Genkai. What do you think I should work on first? Naruto asked. There was no reply for a couple of minutes as Narumi was thinking it over. Well, Naruto-kun, I think it won't matter. Just limit your speed, strength, and your Kekkei Genkai training to a month each. I don't know why you just don't relax for a couple weeks. Honestly, how often do you see a 12-year-old who can hold his own against at least a couple of Anbu? Narumi asked. Naruto gave a chuckle. You make a good point, Narumi-sensei, but I wish to continue to get stronger. How else am I going to protect you and Kurenai-chan? Naruto asked. Oh, so the woman you saved earlier is now Chan. Wow Naruto-kun, I thought I was the only woman you needed. Narumi told Naruto with a playful tease. Naruto sputtered and blushed. Narumi-chan, stop teasing me, you know about my hormones, and I was just saying chan because I felt like we became friends. Naruto answered back. Now shhhh, I'm tired and want to go to sleep. I'll talk to you when I get up. Good night Narumi-chan. Naruto told Narumi as he fell into a deep sleep. Time skipped 2 months and 2 weeks. In the early afternoon Anko and Kurenai came running out in the forest looking triumphant as they spotted Naruto. What Anko and Kurenai saw shocked them, they had come out and saw Naruto perform his new master jutsu. Storm Release. Cloud Divination. Naruto, now 5'10", stood before a smoldering, split tree. Yes, finally got that down. God damn, that took a long time. Naruto declared happily as he turned around only to be shocked. Oh shit. Was what Naruto yelled when he saw Anko and Kurenai with their mouth agape staring directly at Naruto. What the fuck was that? Anko screamed. Oh well. It appears I need to tell you some things to tell you both, please come here. Naruto asked calmly. Naruto entered the cave and sat down on a log he had dragged into the cave. Anko and Kurenai walked into the cave and sat on a log opposite of Naruto staring directly at him. Explain. Anko demanded. Naruto gave a slight chuckle. Well, what you ladies saw was a Kekkei Genkai of mine. I have kept it hidden and came out here to practice it. That is why I left. Naruto sort of lied, sort of told the truth. Well, it's lying as didn't tell them where I got it from. Naruto thought to himself, gauging their responses. Wow, what Kekkei Genkai is that? Anko asked curiously as Kurenai studied the blonde. Well, my Kekkei Genkai is called Storm Release. It is a very rare Kekkei Genkai. I just awakened it one day. Naruto told them. Again, it's not lying, just not telling the whole truth. Naruto thought. Well, does anybody else know? Anko asked Naruto, but Kurenai had remained silent, still staring at the blonde. No Anko, nobody knows. How do you think people would feel if I showed them I had a very rare and very powerful Kekkei Genkai? It most likely wouldn't be a good thing for me. Naruto stated. Now then, why are you just visiting me? I thought you were supposed to come every 2 weeks or so. Naruto asked, trying to change the subject. Thankfully it worked. Well, Kurenai and I have been trying to find you every 2 or 3 weeks, but have been unlucky. We have been close to finding you, but then it would be night and we would just return back to home because we were only given a certain amount of time out here. Anko told Naruto. Ah, so I presume the council put a time limit on how long you both could speak with the supposed demon? Naruto asked. As Naruto mentioned demon, Kurenai snapped. Anko-chan, please leave, I need to speak with Naruto-kun. Please inform that Hokage that I will be gone for the rest of the month. Kurenai told Anko. Anko looked at Kurenai like she was crazy until she saw the pleading and desperation in one of her only good friend's eyes. Anko gave a small nod and left, leaving no trace she had ever been there. Naruto was nervous. Kurenai, why did you tell Anko to leave? Naruto asked nervously. Kurenai smiled. Naruto-kun, please take off your shirt, I would like to see something. Kurenai asked softly with some soft tears rolling out of her beautiful red eyes. Kurenai? Why are you crying? Naruto asked, sad to see one of his only friends crying. Kurenai wiped her eyes and gave a sad smile. I'm sorry Naruto-kun. I was just thinking about something somebody told me. Now please take off your shirt. Kurenai asked just as softly as the first time. Naruto didn't argue as he figured it was for the best. Kurenai slightly blushed at seeing Naruto with his shirt off again. Such a hot body. Bad Kurenai, he's only 12, maybe 13, bad. Kurenai scolded herself. Naruto smiled as he saw her blush. Kurenai, what did you want to see? Naruto asked nervously. Kurenai gave a soft smile which quickly turned into a frown as she noticed what she failed to notice the first time she saw him without his shirt. He has so many scars. Ranging from things that seemed to plunge into him deeply and others that traveled just a few inches. Kurenai thought to herself. Kurenai was going to ask how he got all of the scars until she looked down at Naruto's stomach. And Naruto-kun, can you channel some chakra please? Kurenai asked hesitantly. Naruto shook his head and placed his shirt back on. I'm sorry Kurenai, but if you want to see the seal just to validate that I have the Kyuubi inside of me, I would much rather just tell you. I do have the Kyuubi sealed inside of me, I understand if you want to run and never speak to me again. It won't bother me as I have had it happen to me plenty of times when I was much younger. Naruto told Kurenai sadly. Kurenai shook her head. No Naruto-kun, I'm not leaving. What kind of friend would I be if I just left you because you held such a horrible burden on yourself? It's not that you're the Kyuubi, you didn't kill all of those people. Kurenai told Naruto with a smile. Naruto looked up with a couple tears freely coming out of his eyes. Kurenai-chan. Kurenai gave a soft smile at the chan on the end of her name. I feel like I'm going to have to explain a lot to you, but for now we should just get to know each other better. Naruto stated as Kurenai gave him a blank look asking what he was talking about. Kurenai-chan, as I said, I'll explain everything to you later. For now, like I said, let's just get to know each other better. Naruto told Kurenai. Kurenai nodded. Well, I'm Kurenai Yuhi, I grew up here in Konoha with my mom and dad. I hate sexist people who think males are better than females. I'm a new jounin just promoted a couple of weeks ago. I specialize in Genjutsu and I have a nickname, I'm the Ice Queen. Kurenai told Naruto with disdain. Naruto shook his head. How could such a beautiful woman such as yourself be an Ice Queen? They're just jealous they aren't dating you. I feel envious of the guy who is lucky enough to be with you. Naruto said with a smile, hoping to lighten the mood. Kurenai blushed at his compliment. Get control of yourself. You're blushing like a schoolgirl. Kurenai screamed to herself. Well, the truth is, I'm called the Ice Queen because I refuse so many dates and I don't have a boyfriend. I have never really had a guy friend or even boyfriend for that matter that I could talk to. Kurenai explained. What? You have never had a boyfriend? Somebody with your looks and your personality? They either must be crazy or you must be looking for that special guy. Naruto stated with wisdom beyond his 12-year-old life. Very mature, very handsome, nice body, honest, sweet, caring, damn it Kurenai. Bad, stop thinking of Naruto-kun like that. Kurenai scolded herself once again. Kurenai, while blushing, wildly responded. Thank you for your compliments, and I guess you're right, I am looking for the right guy. I just don't want to get heartbroken. Kurenai said softly. Naruto got up and walked over to where was sitting and sat right next to her. Kurenai-chan, nobody will ever hurt you. I will make sure of that because if you do date a guy anytime soon I get to meet and he and I get to approve him. Naruto said with a smile. Kurenai looked over at Naruto and smiled back with a nod. Alright Naruto-kun. It's a deal. Kurenai replied. Now tell me about yourself. Kurenai asked. Well, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I failed the Genin exam, I like ramen, and I have very few friends and no family members alive that I know of, but everything isn't so bad. I have a very beautiful woman as a friend named Kurenai, what more could I ask for more? Naruto told Kurenai with a foxy grin, causing her to blush an even darker shade. Well, thank you Naruto-kun, but what about your childhood? Kurenai asked curiously. Naruto's eyes took a cold look, all the warmth from his eyes left, and that saddened Kurenai. I'm sorry Kurenai-chan, but I don't really want to talk about my childhood just yet. Maybe later. Naruto said as his eyes returned to normal. Naruto and Kurenai laughed and joked for the rest of the night before they went to sleep. Kurenai didn't bring anything other than a couple pairs of clothes she always carried with her because of missions. Since Kurenai didn't bring anything to sleep on, Naruto offered that she could sleep on the air mattress while he would sleep with just a cover. Kurenai didn't allow that, stating that the bed was big enough for two and she wouldn't mind as long as he didn't try anything, she had said with a smile. They both climbed into the bed and quickly fell asleep, both had enjoyed the night they had together. Naruto age. 12. Naruto mental age. 16. Hokage's office, after Anko got back from seeing Naruto. What do you mean Kurenai is staying with Naruto? Sarutobi asked. Anko looked nervous. Shit, don't kill me. Was a thought that crossed Anko's mind. Well Hokage-sama, like I said, Kurenai stayed with Naruto and will be with him for the next 4 weeks. Anko replied. The Hokage paled and suddenly seemed much older than his age. Please no. Kurenai can't tell Naruto about the Kyuubi. The Hokage screamed in thought. That's unacceptable. You go get Kurenai now. Sarutobi yelled. I will not go get her. Anko replied defiantly. What did you just say? Sarutobi asked, thinking he must have misheard her. Anko looked sheepish but quickly recovered her resolve. Hokage-sama, we both know what that boy has gone through. Kurenai will be good for Naruto, if anything they will develop a close friend relationship. Tell me that won't be good for Naruto. He has a hard enough time bonding with people, Kurenai will help him. Just give her 4 weeks, I'll even take up Genin team. Anko stated with a grimace at the end. The Hokage was taken aback. It's true, Naruto doesn't seem to have a lot of social skills. He also seems to be holding in a lot of secrets and hurt. Maybe Kurenai will help. Sarutobi thought to himself. Very well Anko, I will allow Kurenai to stay with Naruto for 3 to 4 weeks, depending on when Naruto gets back. You Anko will begin immediately as the replacement sensei for Kurenai. You will train them seriously and be on time or I will have Kurenai retrieved and you will be doing D-rank missions for 4 months. Understood? Sarutobi asked with a gaze that said don't cross me. I'll make your life living hell. Anko shivered. D-ranks, fucking hate them. Anko screamed in thought. Yes Lord Hokage. Anko spoke and left. Oh Anko, be at training ground 8. There you will meet your team. Sarutobi said with a laugh. Those genin are in for a very rough 4 weeks. Sarutobi thought as he watched Anko walk out of the Hokage's office. Present time, morning after Kurenai and Naruto fell asleep. Naruto awoke but kept his eyes closed. After one of the most fun nights he ever had, Naruto had an amazing night's sleep. So warm. Naruto thought as he tried to stretch his arms. Why can't I move my arms? Naruto asked himself in thought. Opening his eyes he saw a head of hair, beautiful black hair that smelled oddly like a flower pasture. Full of wonderful smells that just screamed beauty. Oh no, it's Kurenai-chan. She's going to think I'm a perv. Naruto thought, worried of Kurenai's reaction if she woke up to them in this position. Naruto was pressed upright against Kurenai, their bodies meeting and seemingly melting into each other. Naruto tried to move his arms again, only to realize his bottom arms was underneath Kurenai, while his other arm was wrapped around Kurenai's waist with Kurenai gripping his arm. Shit. What am I going to do? Naruto thought to himself. Just as Naruto was about to try another tactic, he felt Kurenai release his arm wrapped around her waist. Naruto, slowly pulling his arm back, felt Kurenai try to snuggle closer into his body, only exciting his already excited member. Damn, morning wood. Narumi-chan, you and Rikido-sensei screwed up my body so much. I'm 12 physically going on 17 mentally. Naruto screamed in thought with frustration. Naruto tried to get his other arm out from under Kurenai, only for him to hear a yawn. Naruto paled. Kurenai, not moving from spot, started to speak. Naruto-kun, what are you doing? Kurenai asked. I'm sorry Kurenai-chan, I awoke to this position. I've been trying to get out of it, but you just let go out of my arm. Naruto stated nervously. Please, don't think I'm a pervert. Even more, don't beat me into a pulp. Naruto, though, worriedly. Oh, it's okay. Naruto, what am I feeling poking me in my butt? Kurenai asked with a smirk, but was still facing away from Naruto so he couldn't see it. Must be a very healthy boy. For something that big. No bad Kurenai. No dirty thoughts of Naruto-kun, Kurenai scolded herself in thought. Naruto sputtered and somehow managed to wrench his arm under Kurenai free. Naruto was up faster than Kurenai could blink. I'm sorry Kurenai-chan. Naruto stated while blushing something fierce. No Naruto-kun, it's okay. I know that guys have a morning situation. Kurenai told Naruto as she got up and turned to look at Naruto. Naruto-kun, what you woke up to is nothing to worry about. Our bodies were probably just cold and wanted warm. It's fine, I do not think badly of you. Kurenai spoke, smiling, seeing Naruto looked less worried after what she said. Well then Kurenai-chan, I'll be going to the stream to grab us a couple fish. Naruto told Kurenai as he headed for the river by the cave. This left Kurenai to her thoughts. I need to get Naruto-kun to open up to me more, but how? Kurenai asked herself. 15 minutes later, Naruto walked back into the cave with 5 fish all strung through with ninja wire. Naruto had his shirt off and was still wet from swimming in the river, grabbing fish and throwing them up into the air, only for a clone to throw a kunai and pin it against a tree. As Naruto entered the cave with the already cleaned and scaled fish, Kurenai turned her head to see Naruto with his shirt off. Naruto was glistening from the small fire Kurenai had made in the time Naruto was gone. Kami, so Kami-like. Kurenai screamed to herself while blushing, only to frown as she a massive faded scar right where his heart is. Naruto-kun, how did you get that scar? The one right where your heart is? Kurenai asked. Naruto continued to walk to the fire and placed them on spits. Once he was finished, he turned to see Kurenai right before him. Kurenai slowly reached her hand to touch the scar, only for Naruto to loosely grab her wrist. Kurenai looked up to see the sad eyes of Naruto. Please, Naruto-kun. Kurenai whispered, looking back down at the scar. Naruto slowly let go of her hand, letting his hand drop to his side. Kurenai continued her hand to his chest and traced his scar. Kurenai, taking her eyes off the scar, looked up to Naruto, continuing tracing the scar. What happened, Naruto-kun? Kurenai asked sadly. Naruto looked away with a single tear streaking down his face. It was when I had become friends with this girl when I was 4 years old. Her name was Ami, we had become best friends. We did everything together, played, ate, slept next each other, I even remember once we pulled a prank on the Hokage. Naruto told Kurenai with a small smile while another tear cascaded down his face. After a couple months of being the best of friends, her father found out that she was hanging out with the demon of the village. Being enraged by the fact his little girl had been even in contact with the demon. Finding us alone at the playground one day, he stormed up and took Ami by her hand and threw away from me. Ami hit a tree and passed out. He came after me, I fought him the best I could, but he was a dropped out genin, and I stood no chance. He plunged a kunai deep into my chest, saying to stay away from his daughter. I blacked out only to wake up in the hospital. I immediately rushed out of my hospital room, I pulled a couple stitches out of my chest, and blood was running from my chest wound down my stomach. I was trying to find Ami, after nearly an hour of screaming her name and running I couldn't find her. The Hokage came and restrained me, I was pulled back into my room where my stitches were reapplied. I found out a day later that my best friend Ami was dead. The hit to her head had been too much for her, she couldn't take the blow and died of internal bleeding and a cracked skull. Naruto choked at this point, tears streaming down his face from having to relive one of his most horrific memories. I still visit her, she was my first friend, my only friend, we had plans of being ninja together. It was all my fault. If Iwu would have just stayed away from her, she would still be alive. Naruto broke down and Kurenai wrapped him into a hug. It's okay, Naruto-kun. It's okay. Kurenai told Naruto as she led him over to one of the stumps in the cave. Leaning back against the stump, she pulled Naruto down and put his head in her lap, playing with his hair and wiping the tears from her face. I can't believe Naruto-kun has been through something like that. When he was only 4 no less. Kurenai was interrupted from her though as she heard Naruto speak. Kurenai-chan, it's best to stay away from. People close to me only get hurt. Naruto spoke sadly. Kurenai shook her head. No, Naruto-kun, I will not leave you. I'm sorry that something like that happened to you, but I'll be here for you. I won't abandon you. Kurenai spoke softly, but with her voice held determination, showing she would never go back on her word. Naruto looked at her for a minute and gave a soft smile. Kurenai-chan, I believe that you will learn my whole life story. I'm glad that you and I will be friends. Naruto spoke truthfully with the tears ending. Kurenai gave a soft smile and nod. Naruto, I'll be here for you. If you need somebody to talk to, come to me. If you need somebody to train with, ask me. If you just want to spend some time with me, don't be afraid to come to training ground 8. I'll give you the direction some other time. For now just rest. Kurenai said with a smile. Naruto nodded and from how comfortable he was fell asleep. That should not happen to anybody, but that's all going to change. I won't let you be alone anymore, Naruto. I'll be there for you no matter what. Kurenai thought to herself as she looked down and smiled at the sleeping blonde. Time skip, 4 weeks. Naruto and Kurenai continued to get closer and closer until one day, Naruto had decided to tell Kurenai who he truly was and how powerful he was. Kurenai didn't believe him at first, but with the help of Narumi, Kurenai quickly had her doubts cancelled. Naruto was trying to convince Kurenai who his senseis were and just how he got so strong. It wasn't until Narumi told Naruto to touch Kurenai on the forehead that, unknown to Naruto, Narumi told Kurenai that Naruto had grown feeling for her and that if Kurenai didn't return those feelings to let him down easy, for if she didn't, Narumi would somehow escape and unleash havoc upon her. Kurenai responded with she had been growing feeling for Naruto and she would return them soon. Kurenai and Naruto were heading back to the village because Naruto had to return to the academy and Kurenai had to return to her team. As Naruto and Kurenai neared the village, Kurenai suddenly grabbed Naruto, pinned him to a tree, frightening Naruto. Kurenai smiled warmly, something that she had been doing quite a lot for being called the Ice Queen of Konoha. Kurenai stared into the cerulean eyes that had captured her in the last few weeks. Kurenai leaned down slowly while wrapping her arms around Naruto's shoulders. Slowly she inched closer to Naruto's lips. Naruto, who was frightened at first by her actions, were too stunned now to do anything and just let Kurenai continue her course. Kurenai finished the travel and kissed Naruto with passion and emotion. Naruto was dazed by the kiss, but quickly recovered himself and quickly wrapped his arms around her waist and kissed back, matching the passion and the emotion. After the need for breath had become too great, they separated, panting for breath. Kurenai gave Naruto a shy smile, while Naruto gave her a quick kiss on the lips. I've been wanting to do that. Naruto admitted while hugging her closer to him. Me too. Kurenai stated shyly while laying her head near his chest. Hiruzen Sarutobi, who had been watching on his crystal ball, smiled so widely it seemed it would split his face. I'm glad for you, Naruto. I'll have to speak to you later about what you trained on, but for now I think I'll leave you alone. Hiruzen thought to himself as he shut off his crystal ball. Naruto-kun, I know that it might be hard, but if you want to have a relationship then we'll have to wait until you become a chunin. Kurenai spoke with sadness, but also hope as she really wanted to be with Naruto. Kurenai-chan. Naruto whispered as he took a hand and wiped some of Kurenai's hair that had fallen in her face to behind her ear. I would love to be your boyfriend. Naruto stated with a smile. Kurenai let her nervousness pass at hearing those words and quickly captured Naruto's lips for another passionate kiss, in which Naruto returned immediately. After parting, they just stood against the tree Naruto had been forcefully pushed up against. Kurenai-chan. Why do we have to wait until I'm a chunin? Are you embarrassed of me? Naruto asked, mock pouting. Kurenai looked up, afraid she had offended or hurt the boy no man that she had grown so fond of in the past weeks. Seeing that he was only kidding, slapped his shoulder playfully, which got a smile out of them both. Well, Naruto-kun, seeing as how you're still only an academy student, I could technically be put in jail for having a relationship with a minor. Kurenai-chan, we haven't done anything intimate yet. Naruto whispered in her ear with a foxy grin. Kurenai blushed and once again slapped his shoulder a bit more forcefully. Pervert. You're lucky I like you so much. I know, but even so it could still be very bad. Then when you're a genin it would make a lot of noise and we would more than likely be forced to split. Kurenai said with frown. But as a chunin we won't have to hide our relationship. This sucks, I know, but I would rather us not split up because of annoyances. I'm sorry we have to wait to make it public, but please you must understand, don't be mad. Kurenai spoke softly while looking at the ground. Naruto smiled and lifted her head. First off, Kurenai-chan, don't ever think I'm mad at you. Secondly, I understand perfectly. Thirdly, can we still make public if I become a jounin? I mean you did say chunin. Just have to be clear. Naruto asked with a smile. Kurenai smiled. Naruto-kun, of course it counts. Kurenai replied with a quick kiss. Good, but we really need to get going Kurenai-chan. I need to head to the academy and your team was informed of your return. Naruto stated. Kurenai nodded and reluctantly let go of Naruto, releasing her pin on him. Fine, Naruto-kun. Naruto smiled. Watch this. Naruto spoke as he grabbed Kurenai, held by her waist and activated his Dijutsu. They were gone and standing in the Hokage office. Kurenai was shocked. Kurenai spluttered, while the Hokage looked up from his paper and saw Naruto with his hands around Kurenai's waist with a smile, and a shocked face spoke. So, Naruto-kun, you and Kurenai. Must say that I'm kind of surprised. I saw you guys kiss through this, but didn't expect you to be so public with the relationship. Sarutobi asked them while he lifted the crystal ball up. Naruto quickly deactivated his Dijutsu, not wishing to get caught with one of the most powerful and rare Dijutsu in the world. Jiji, don't spy on me, pervert. Naruto stated with his eye twitching at hearing his Jiji had seen them kiss. Kurenai blushed, but still was shocked from what just happened. Naruto-kun, what just happened? Kurenai asked. Yes, Naruto, how did you make it in my office without me noticing? Sarutobi asked. Naruto smiled at Kurenai and quickly flashed his Dijutsu. Kurenai understood immediately, but was still shocked. While Naruto looked at Sarutobi and spoke. Well, Jiji, you see. It's a secret, he answered with a smile. I'll tell you about my training later, right now I have to get to the academy. Naruto continued. Oh no you don't. I had Anko pick up some clothes for you, you're coming with me. Kurenai demanded as she shunshined to her house. Naruto and Kurenai appeared in Kurenai's living room. Kurenai pushed Naruto down on a couch and told him to stay. Kurenai went to her room and grabbed a pair of clothes that would flatter Naruto. Rushing back to the living room, she handed him a black muscle shirt with a red Uzumaki symbol on it and a red nine-tailed fox on his side. Kurenai then handed him dark gray pants that had black lines on the sides coming from his ankle to his hip. Kurenai then handed him a pair of boxers and new ninja sandals. They were black. Naruto accepted the gifts and gave Kurenai a quick kiss. You don't have to act the part of the village idiot anymore, Naruto-kun. Kurenai stated with a smile. Naruto quickly ditched his jacket and his undershirt, which was replaced with his new black muscle shirt. Kurenai left the living room to allow Naruto to quickly change. Naruto shed his sandals, pants, and underwear, quickly replacing them all with the gifts Kurenai had gotten for Naruto. Naruto snuck into the kitchen where he quickly turned Kurenai and gave her a deep kiss. Thanks Kurenai-chan. Naruto said with a smile as he noticed Kurenai looked a little dazed. Kurenai regained her composure. You're welcome Naruto-kun, I have some more clothes for you, but hurry up and head to the academy. It should be interesting this year. Kurenai stated with a huge smile. Naruto returned the smile and gave Kurenai another quick kiss. See you Kurenai-chan. Naruto said. Naruto stepped back and shunshined to an academy bathroom. This year should definitely be interesting, Naruto spoke to himself. Naruto walked out of the bathroom and looked out down both ends of the hall. I can't believe I have to do this again. Naruto spoke to himself while sighing. Might as well get over it. Not like I can do anything about it now. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto walked down the hall that led to his classroom. Reaching the classroom, Naruto took a deep breath. Entering the room, he could see about 30 kids in the class, instantly recognizing Hanabi and Konohamaru. Naruto walked over to Iruka to say hello. What's up Iruka-sensei? Naruto asked. Iruka turned around smiling as he heard the voice of a child he had high hopes for. Naruto, how have you been? Iruka asked as he took in Naruto's new appearance. The class stopped their conversations and looked down to see a boy talking to their sensei. Hey, Iruka-sensei, who is that? A girl with carrot orange hair asked. Well, Mogi, this is Naruto. He'll be with us this year. Iruka replied. Hahaha. That's that kid who couldn't even pass the exams. A random boy laughed out. The class erupted into laughter besides Konohamaru, Hanabi, and Iruka. Naruto remained stoically quiet, waiting for the class to stop laughing. The kid, seeing no reaction, stopped, wondering what was up with this kid. Naruto slowly walked to the very back of the room, where he proceeded to sit down in at a desk located near no one, and fell asleep. Iruka sighed. Yap, going to be a long year for you, Naruto. Iruka thought to himself. Iruka started roll call while checking anybody he knew was there off. Konohamaru and Hanabi, who had been sitting next to each other, looked back at the blonde. I wonder what's up with him. I definitely don't feel like he could fail, unless he wanted to. Konohamaru whispered to Hanabi, to which she nodded in agreement. Doesn't matter, I'll beat him and show him who is the best in this class. Hanabi whispered back, to which Konohamaru rolled his eyes. Yeah, sure you are, what happened to me? I thought we were rivals, because as I recall you haven't really beaten me in anything. Konohamaru whispered with a chuckle. Hanabi stayed quiet, just looking at Naruto. Iruka had finished the roll call. Alright class, this is a question for your opinion. There is no right or wrong answer, I want you all to answer it truthfully. Iruka stated loudly so everybody could hear. Who do you think is the most powerful Hokage? Iruka asked. Iruka got many answers, mostly the third or the fourth. Hanabi answered fourth, in which Iruka sighed, and then Konohamaru answered third, which was expected, but Iruka still was disappointed. The point of this question is to get them to think about the question and discover what makes them strong and weak. No Hokage is truly stronger than the other. Sure, the fourth is clearly more powerful than the second, but the point is, if you were to all put them in their prime, they would all have different advantages, but ultimately it would all come to play out on what type of terrain they were fighting on and what mindset they were in. Iruka thought to himself, hoping that one of his students would get it. Iruka was hoping that it would be Hanabi or Konohamaru, as they are the most promising academy students they have, but alas, he was disappointed. That is until he got to Naruto. Alright Naruto, who do you think the strongest Hokage is? Iruka asked. Naruto looked to be asleep and Iruka was about to yell at him until he heard Naruto speak. That is a completely opinion-based answer as you said, but the question is kind of dumb. All the Hokages have something special about them. For the first it was his wood ability, for the second it was him being able to manifest water from the water molecules around him, for the third, it is how cunning and ninjutsu powerful he is, and for the fourth it was his Hirishin and Rasengan, in which he is usually named the most powerful. I for one do not believe that any are stronger than the other. They all have their flaws and strengths. If you know how to expose those flaws, then even the mightiest could fall. Therefore, unless you know how strategy-driven each Hokage was, you don't know who truly was stronger. Naruto answered with him peeking a look at the class, then resting his head on the desk again. Iruka sat there shocked. What the hell? Iruka shouted in thought. Very nice answer Naruto. Iruka told Naruto. The class was staring wide-eyed at Naruto. Naruto just confirmed Konohamaru's and Hanabi's suspicions. No way an answer like that came from a dead last. Hanabi whispered to Konohamaru as he nodded. Naruto stayed motionless. Narumi-chan, how are you today? Naruto asked. Narumi smirked. Well Naruto-kun, kind of boring until you just shocked the class. Ha 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 ha, did you see their faces? They looked like you grew a second head. Ha 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 ha. Narumi rolled around in her cage laughing like a mad person. Wiping a tear that had come from excessive laughing, Narumi got serious. Naruto-kun, you know that you are only supposed to somewhere near the middle of the class. So don't be getting all philosophical on the class. Oh, by the way, I think it will be easier if you just sleep in the class and ace the exam finals, that way you'll be the dead last, but easily make it through. Narumi gave her advice. Oh, come on Narumi-chan. Why can't I just the rookie of the year? I'm sick of holding back. Naruto declared. Narumi just sighed. Naruto-kun, I know that you hate holding back so much, but you truly can't show how powerful you are. How's it going to look when Kurenai is looking for you and finds that you were kidnapped? Do you want Kurenai to be all alone? Plus you may be able to take 3 maybe 4 Anbu by yourself, but you can't take 10, and I'm positive that if you suddenly shot up to Rookie of the Year, you will draw a lot of attention. Some good, some bad. Narumi pointed out. Naruto was saddened by the thought of Kurenai being alone. Okay Narumi-chan, I'll be dead last again. That was below the belt thought, using my feelings for Kurenai-chan against me. Naruto replied. Sorry Naruto-kun, but you need to realize that people see you as the Kyuubi. They're afraid of you, and if you suddenly become the strongest academy student, I just have a feeling that you might have a lot of people after you. For your death or for the power of the Kyuubi. Sorry I put so much strain on your life Naruto-kun. Narumi stated sadly. No need to worry about it Narumi-chan, all I have to do is act like a dope and then I get to have some fun being a genin. Won't be too hard. Naruto replied. Narumi-chan, I'm going to sleep, so if you wish to speak with me, call me into my mindscape. Naruto told Narumi. Naruto promptly fell asleep thinking. This is going to be a boring year. Time skip 1 year. Naruto-kun, get up, you need to go to school. Kurenai told Naruto while sitting on their bed. Naruto lazily got up and wiped his eyes, removing the sleep from them. Good morning Kurenai-chan. Naruto replied as he got off the bed. Looking around, Naruto was confused about why he was even here. Kurenai-chan, why am I here? I thought you wanted to get us on the down low until I reach Shunin in rank. Naruto asked. Well Naruto-kun, we were sparring and I sort of put you under a genjutsu. Kurenai explained while she looked down at her feet. Naruto began trying to recall the activities of yesterday. Alright, I remember eating ramen, training, sparring, and then you made me see you naked. Naruto yelled out. Kurenai blushed, but nodded her head. Hey, it's not my fault you're such a closet pervert. All I did was the genjutsu, and you flew back from a nosebleed and hit your head on a tree. Kurenai explained. I'm not a closet pervert, anybody who sees a beautiful woman like you would get a nosebleed. Naruto stated. Naruto-kun, that was cheesy, but thanks for the compliment. Kurenai stated. Naruto sheepishly rubbed the back of his head. Kurenai-chan, that was so not cool. We haven't gone farther than making out and you show me that. Not even fair. Naruto told Kurenai while pouting. "Oh, be quiet, Naruto-kun." Kurenai replied. Naruto continued to pout but got up and gave Kurenai a kiss. "Bye, Kurenai-chan, thanks for taking me back to your place." Naruto stated. "No problem, Naruto-kun." Kurenai replied. Naruto left house with his shirt off. "Oh, this could be a bad image. What if somebody sees me leaving Kurenai-chan's house with my shirt off?" Naruto asked himself in thought. Figuring out the only outcomes would more than likely be bad, he shunshined back to his apartment. Naruto quickly went to his bathroom where he proceeded to take a quick shower and do the morning rituals. Naruto stepped out of the bathroom with a towel wrapped around his waist. "Oh shit, I'm going to be late." Naruto yelled at himself. Naruto quickly got dressed, pulling on the clothes he got from Kurenai. Once done, he quickly shunshined into bathroom and ran out like a madman. "Shit. Going to be late, going to be late, going to be late." Naruto yelled to himself in thought. Naruto entered the classroom with 10 seconds to spare. "Oh, good to see you, Naruto," Haruka told Naruto. Naruto nodded and walked to the back of the classroom. "Alright, class, today is the graduation exam. I wish you all luck and know that you always have next year to graduate." Haruka yelled loud enough for everybody to hear. Haruka passed out all of the tests and was standing in front of his desk. "Alright, class, you'll have 50 minutes to complete this test. Begin." Haruka yelled. Everybody quickly started the test, that is expect Naruto, who lazily began it looking bored. 1. Easy first Hokage. 2. Hahaha, wow, super easy the Kyuubi. Naruto thought to himself. The test went on like that for Naruto, and within 20 minutes he finished the test and walked up to the teacher's desk and handed it in. Walking back to his desk, he proceeded to fall asleep. 30 minutes later. "Alright, class, pencils down and turn in your test if you haven't already. I want everybody to head outside for the accuracy exam." Haruka yelled out. Everybody headed outside hoping to do alright. Once everybody was situated, Haruka started to call out contestants, or tried to. "Alright, first up is..." "Wait, Haruka-sensei, would it be alright if I went first? I want to be able to go to sleep soon." Naruto explained the reason why he wanted to go first. Haruka's sweat dropped but allowed him to go. "Alright, Naruto, go ahead." Naruto casually walked up to the kunai which were supplied for the exam and threw them all at the training dummy. All hitting the bullseye. "How was that, Haruka-sensei?" Naruto asked as he grabbed the shuriken and whipped them, embedding them within another training dummy in the bullseye. Naruto casually walked back to the tree he had been sleeping under last year and sat down. Haruka was shocked, as was the rest of the class. "Naruto, perfect score. Nobody has done that since Itachi Uchiha," Haruka stated while having his jaw to the ground. Naruto shrugged and fell asleep. 30 minutes later. "Alright, class, time for the Taijutsu portion of the test," Haruka called out. Everybody headed over to the sparring arena. "Hanabi and Naruto, please step forward," Haruka yelled out. Naruto walked to one end of the arena while Hanabi walked to the other. "I want a clean fight, no ninjutsu, strictly taijutsu," Haruka stated. Hanabi nodded while Naruto looked bored. "Hey Hanabi-chan, I have a deal for you," Naruto called out. Hanabi looked mad. "Don't call me Chan, you dope," Hanabi screamed. "Alright, fine Hanabi, if you can hit me twice I'll never try to be a ninja again," Naruto told Hanabi. The class was shocked. This was a Hyuga, a taijutsu specialist. Nobody could not get hit by one. Hanabi smirked. "Alright, but what do you get?" Hanabi asked. "Like I said in the Hokage's office the day we met, I just want you to tolerate me," Naruto stated with a shrug. "Alright, I get to rid Konoha of a dead last and prove to everybody I'm the strongest student in the class," Hanabi stated. "Oh, what? You still mad when I showed you up in that debate? I mean, come on, that just knowledge. You can't win at everything," Naruto stated lazily as he sat down. "What are you doing?" Haruka asked. "Just begin," Naruto replied. Haruka shook his head, wishing Naruto a clean and swift death. "Begin," Haruka yelled out. Hanabi was seething with rage from the debate being brought up. As soon as the match started, Hanabi sprinted towards Naruto. Naruto remained sitting watching Hanabi. Hanabi went in with the Hyuga family taijutsu stance, causing Naruto to smirk. Just as Hanabi was about to land a blow, Naruto used his hands to push himself off the ground and fling himself backwards. Getting into a stance, he shocked his teacher and Hanabi. "You shouldn't know the snake taijutsu stance," Hanabi yelled out. Naruto laughed. "Ha ha 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 ha, you think I use the snake taijutsu? No, I use something much more deadly," Naruto replied with a grin, causing Hanabi to lose her temper even more. Rushing at Naruto, she went in for a kill shot. Haruka saw this and was about to move until he saw he would be too late. What shocked him is that Naruto grabbed Hanabi's wrist and flung her over his head, making her hit with the arena's floor hard. "TSK, TSK. Hanabi, you should know better to try and take an opponent head on. Even if it is a dead last like me," Naruto scowled. "Don't you criticize me," Hanabi yelled as she got up. Naruto appeared behind Hanabi and wrapped an arm around her waist and wrapped his other arm around her neck. Naruto spun in a 360 motion and jumped into the air. Falling back down while spinning, he stopped and made Hanabi cushion the fall. Iruka-sensei, I suggest you call the match. Naruto called out. Naruto got up and picked up Hanabi bridal style. WW winner is Naruto Uzumaki. Iruka yelled out. The class was silent as Naruto parted through the crowd with a beat-up Hanabi in his arms. Naruto sat down against his favorite tree with Hanabi in his lap, her head leaning on his shoulder. Naruto, get me off your lap now. Hanabi whispered furiously. Listen to me Hanabi, you must stay still, I am going to do a healing jutsu on you. I'm sorry, but it seems I broke your arms when we impacted. Naruto explained. Naruto began to the healing jutsu. The jutsu was red-colored and slightly frightened Hanabi. But she quickly got over it as the pain in her left arm was receding. Thank you Naruto. Hanabi whispered. It's not a problem, we're both going to be Konoha ninja, so we might as well help each other out. Naruto whispered back. Hanabi got nervous. Naruto, can I get off your lap now? Hanabi asked. Wow, the daughter of Lord Hyuga is not acting like a noble. Why is that, is it because you're sitting on a boy's lap? Naruto teased. Hanabi blushed and slid off of Naruto's lap. Shut up. Hanabi whispered. Hanabi's blush receded and she got to thinking. Naruto, why are you the dead last? I mean I don't know you very well, but you are far stronger than you appear. Hanabi whispered. Naruto sighed. Ah, so you noticed. I'll explain it to you if we become good friends, other than that I can't tell you. Naruto whispered. Hanabi looked sad. Naruto, I'm sorry. Hanabi stated. Hanabi, what are you sorry for? Naruto asked confused. Well, for everything. I have belittled you this year, scolded you for acting dumb, and finally I'm sorry for calling you dead last all those times. Hanabi whispered quietly. Naruto, I just don't know how to deal with new people who want to be my friend. I grew up in the Hyuga compound, I only have one friend, and that's Konohamaru. Hanabi spoke quietly. Hanabi, it's fine. Apology is accepted. Let's just sit here and wait for the next portion of the test. Naruto stated, to which Hanabi nodded in agreement. 40 minutes later. Alright, class, it's time for the ninjutsu portion. Head inside. Iruka yelled out. Hanabi and Naruto headed inside where they sat together in the back of the class. Konohamaru looked around the classroom and spotted Hanabi with Naruto walking to the back of the classroom with a confused look on his face. Hanabi, I thought you hated Naruto. Konohamaru asked. No I don't Konohamaru, I don't know. I think we're friends now, are we friends Naruto? Hanabi asked hopefully. Naruto turned to Hanabi with a smile. Of course we are Hanabi. Naruto exclaimed. Hanabi and Konohamaru both smiled. Hanabi for getting a new friend and Konohamaru seeing that Hanabi made a new friend. Konohamaru, how did you do? Naruto asked. I did alright, I won if that's what you're asking. Konohamaru stated. Naruto gave a thumbs up and a smile, while Hanabi just gave a smile. Nice. Naruto stated. Iruka walked into the classroom to see Konohamaru sitting down by Naruto with Hanabi on the other side of Naruto. Smiling, Iruka called out. Naruto Uzumaki, you will be the first up for the Hokage sent a messenger and he wishes to talk to you. Iruka yelled out. Naruto got a confused look on his face but headed down to Iruka. Alright, Iruka-sensei. Let's get this going. Naruto exclaimed with enthusiasm. Iruka smiled and nodded. Alright Naruto, just do the Henge no Jutsu, the substitution jutsu, and the clone jutsu. Iruka told Naruto. Naruto nodded and started with the Henge no Jutsu. Going through hand signs quickly, Naruto yelled out Henge no Jutsu. In Naruto's place there stood the third Hokage. Good Naruto. Iruka encouraged. Naruto released the Henge and immediately started on the substitution jutsu. Going through hand signs. Substitution jutsu. In Naruto's place stood the third Hokage giggling perversely with an orange book in his hand. Iruka's sweat dropped. Hokage-sama. Iruka called out. The Hokage looked up and blushed. Oh Iruka, how are you today? Sarutobi asked. Hokage-sama, I never realized that you were a closet pervert. Iruka stated. Sarutobi's sweat dropped and was about to respond, but was replaced with Naruto. So Iruka-sensei, how did you like my closet pervert grandfather? Naruto asked as Konohamaru burst out laughing. Naruto smiled and rubbed the back of his head. Naruto, don't do that again please. Iruka pleaded. Naruto nodded his head and started on the clone jutsu. Clone jutsu. Naruto yelled out, which produced two sickly looking clones. Iruka and Naruto's sweat dropped. Iruka was about to fail him until Naruto screamed out. Oh fuck this. Naruto put his hand in all too well known hand sign. Shadow clone jutsu. Naruto yelled out and there stood 20 Narutos. Iruka gasped. No way. Iruka yelled with his jaw almost touching the ground. Alright, Iruka-sensei, I'll just take this and be on my way. Naruto stated as he released the clones and grabbed the headband. Naruto ran out of the classroom. Iruka just stood there in shock, eventually he came back. Alright, Hanabi, you're up. Iruka yelled out. Naruto was out of the classroom and down the street until he slowed down to a walk. Naruto looked down at the headband and gave a huge fox-like grin. Finally. Naruto thought to himself. Naruto placed the headband up to his forehead and tied it. Now then, what could Jiji want with me? Naruto asked himself. Naruto-kun. What the hell? You just had to make 20 shadow clones, didn't you? God, I swear if you keep that up somebody's going to send an assassination team after you. Narumi scolded. Naruto nodded sheepishly. Sorry, Narumi-chan. Naruto replied. Walking down the street heading towards the Hokage's office, Naruto just couldn't help but wonder what awaited him. In the Hokage's office. Naruto. How the hell did you fail your previous exam and then pass this one with better than a perfect grade? A shocked Hiruzen Sarutobi asked. Well, Jiji, the answer is simple. The first time I tried to fail. Read the report. I didn't answer any questions on the written exam, instead apologizing to Iruka-sensei for not trying. I refused a perfect score from Iruka-sensei for putting my shuriken and kunai in a perfect X, and I refused to attempt the ninjutsu portion of the exam. Naruto replied. Hiruzen's initial thought was you tried to fail. Why the hell would you do that? But then he calmed himself before asking, why would you do that, Naruto? Were you unsure you really wanted to become a shinobi? Hey, Narumi-chan, do you think I could tell him the truth? Naruto thought to the fox girl. It's up to you, Naruto-kun, but be careful what you say. Your Jiji loves you, but because of it, he may not take kindly to you interacting with me. Narumi replied. Naruto quickly made a seal on a piece of paper which he had pulled out of one of the many pockets in his jacket and stuck it on the door. He then used the Rinnegan to check for other forms of surveillance before finally returning to his seat across from Sarutobi and saying, I need you to promise me that nothing I say will leave this room. What do you mean? You are almost scaring me, Naruto, the stunned Hokage asked. I need to hear that promise before I continue. Naruto said in a cold flat voice that sent shivers down Hiruzen's spine. Okay, nothing you say will leave this room without your permission. Now tell me, Naruto, what in the name of Kami is going on? I trained under Hagamoro Otsutsuki in my mindscape for the first year of the academy. Naruto explained. Stammering Sarutobi said, the sage of the seven paths. Yes, apparently I am his descendant and through the Rinnegan he was able to teach me. I learned wood and lightning styles as well as sage fist style taijutsu. The young ninja answered. After a few minutes Sarutobi composed himself to realize, you still haven't answered my question, Naruto. Why did you fail intentionally? Well, because Hagamoro-sensei told me to. He said that there were 2 people in this year that would influence me. Naruto replied. I guess that is a pretty good reason, Naruto. The Sandaime said with a slight laugh. You can go now. Well played, Naruto-kun. When you get home I have something to talk to you about. Narumi praised. Well, you're sealed inside me so it can't be ramen. Naruto thought jokingly. Maybe afterward, this is important. Narumi replied. Fine, I'll head home. Naruto replied defeated. Naruto dropped any thought of restraint and sprinted towards home at full speed. When he got there he lay down on his bed and closed his eyes, entering the realm of his mind. And mindscape. When Naruto entered his mindscape he was immediately bowled over by a large mass of warm orange fur. Narumi-chan, can't breathe. Naruto managed to gasp out and the fox girl smothered him. After a minute Narumi released the boy and helped him to his feet before staring silently into his eyes. What was the important thing you had to tell me? Naruto asked. I have wanted to tell you for so long. I love you, Naruto. Ever since I was sealed in you as I watched you grow as a boy, enduring hell but never stopping caring for your tormentors. All you ever wanted was to be accepted and treated like a normal person, but when they looked at you all they saw was me and they hated you for it. I am so deeply in love with you, Naruto, but I don't deserve you. You deserve someone like you who can be with you and support you, and Narumi confessed, tears flowing freely from her amber eyes by the end. In an instant Naruto knew it was true, she had always been there for him when no one else was. They had been through everything together. When he didn't have the strength to carry on she was there giving him hers, when he was at his lowest and just wanted it all to end, she had rescued him. She was always there even when he didn't know it. He placed a finger over her mouth to stop her and said, if you ever say that you are not good enough for anything again, I will find a way to get Hagamoro-sensei down here and design a training regimen for you that will make you wish you were in hell. But Narumi started. No buts, I will not let a woman I love and respect degrade herself like that. If anything it is me that doesn't deserve you. You have always believed in me, even when I did not believe in myself. Do you understand me? Naruto interrupted. Narumi just nodded and started crying harder as Naruto pulled her in tight, letting her cry on his shoulder. Time skip 1 month in Takamagahara. The Kami were all assembled in the main hall of Takamagahara for council. Now that issue is taken care of, I would like to bring up a subject of the life of a certain mortal, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Amaterasu, the sun goddess, stated, his life has been a living hell, he has been beaten within an inch of his life, even taking into account his Uzumaki regeneration. He always stands up for what is right, even if it means fighting an ex-shinobi 3 times his size. In that same incident his best friend was accidentally killed by her own father for being friends with Naruto. Even after all this, he holds absolutely no malice towards those who have hurt him. Finally, he has been an orphan since he was an hour old. His parents died in order to save the same village which has persecuted him. His father sealed half of the Kyuubi no Kitsune into him. She has since become one of his only friends, and it has since come to our attention that she was under the control of one Obito Uchiha in the guise of Madara Uchiha. We have messed up majorly and we need to rectify our mistakes. For this I have a few propositions. First, I propose that the other half of the Kyuubi's power be restored unto her, so she can better assist Naruto. Secondly, I propose that Naruto's be brought back. The goddess concluded. Susanoo, the storm god, spoke next to complete formalities motion to vote on said propositions as one bill. Seconded another god said. All in favor. A minor god who was acting as presiding officer said. All of the major gods raised their hands for the formality motion passed, all in favor of passing the bill. The presiding officer said, for the first time in history, the vote was a unanimous yes. But Naruto in Mindscape. Naruto was standing next to Narumi after having added a meadow and a yellow ranch-style house with white edgings, terracotta color shingles, and a red door for her to sleep in when suddenly Narumi started glowing crimson. Narumi. You're glowing. Naruto exclaimed in surprise. Thank you. Narumi said. No, you are literally glowing. Naruto replied. At that moment Narumi felt a huge surge of power. Apparently the kami have decided to give me back the other half of my power. She exclaimed excitedly. What do you mean the other half of your power? Naruto asked confused. When your father sealed me into you, he also sealed half of my power into himself, just in case the seal ever broke and I was still under the power of the Uchiha's Genjutsu. Narumi explained. That's great I guess, but why now? Naruto said skeptically. Good question Naruto. Narumi agreed. Then they both heard a knock on the door outside his mindscape. You had better get that, we can celebrate later. Narumi said. In Naruto's apartment, there was a second loud knock at the door. I'm coming. Naruto yelled. When he opened the door he thought he was under some kind of genjutsu. In front of him was the fourth Hokage and a red-haired woman he had never seen before. Instinctually he tried to break the illusion but failed. Who are you and what do you want? I know that you look like my parents, but they died 14 years ago. Naruto asked, his hand falling to his kunai. I was hoping that the person we asked was thinking of a different Naruto or had told us the wrong address. The Yondaime Hokage said sadly then replied, we are your parents Naruto. You can't be, my parents died when Narumi was forced to attack the village. Naruto retorted. Yes, we did, Kushina replied, but then the kami resurrected us to make up for your terrible life so far. If you don't believe that it is really us, tell Narumi that I was the scroll and she was the kunai sealed within. Though a kunai can't save a life as easily as it can take one. Minato instructed. It's them Naruto, that is how they would test each other. Narumi said in complete shock. Naruto got a look in his eyes that both Minato and Kushina recognized as mischievous. I know a great way to surprise Hiruzen. Hiruzen? As in Hiruzen Sarutobi. The Sandaime Hokage. The Yondaime asked. Same one, and he is still Hokage. He took over after you two died and just never stepped down. Naruto answered. So, what's the plan? Kushina asked. Hokage's office. Hiruzen was reading Aragon by Christopher Paolini after losing a bet with Naruto that the boy couldn't think of a new use for Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. He came up with faster training and any official's arch nemesis, paperwork. Then his surrogate grandson burst through the door. Hey Gigi. Naruto exclaimed. Hello Naruto, thanks to shadow clones I'm all caught up on my paperwork, so I am able to read Aragon. Sarutobi stated. That's great, but I have even better news. Naruto replied. And what would that be? The Hokage asked. You're out of a job. The Genin answered. How? And how is that good? The shocked Kage asked. Then the door opened to reveal Minato and Kushina. Because we're back. Minato said. Sarutobi fainted and all the clones dispelled from shock. After a few minutes the Sandaime started to regain consciousness. Oh, that was a weird dream. I wish it could be true, but Sarutobi stopped mid-sentence when he opened his eyes and saw the other occupants of the room. Minato. Kushina. Please tell me this isn't just one of Naruto's terrible pranks and you are just hinged shadow clones. Nope. Not a dream or a genjutsu either, we are really back. Kushina answered. But how? A completely confused Sarutobi asked. Long story short, Naruto's life has sucked and the gods decided to make it up to him and resurrecting us was one part of that. Time skip Naruto's 14th birthday 0600 hours. Mental age. 19. Good morning kid, happy birthday. Narumi said. Happy anniversary of our meeting Narumi-kun. I have a present to both of us. And what would that be? Narumi said in a sultry tone. Nothing like that, I will show you when I get in there. Mindscape. When Naruto got into his mindscape he immediately put a blindfold onto Narumi, then set to work adding the kanjis for door, bridge, and river among others to the seal. When he was finished Naruto removed the blindfold. Narumi was speechless. There was now a mountain range in the distance with a forest at the base and a river cutting through the lush hilly meadow. This isn't even the best part. Naruto said. They walked through the house to the back where there was now a door. Where does the door lead? Narumi asked. Get some clothes on then go through it to find out. Naruto replied. A few minutes later Narumi came down the stairs with a simple black silk kimono on. She went through the door and saw that she was in Naruto's room of the Hokage mansion. How? Was all Narumi could say. I modified the seal with help from Dad. Naruto answered. Who knows? Narumi inquired. Only you and I, Naruto replied. But you just said that your dad helped you with the seal. Narumi countered. He did, he told me how to add a chakra door to a seal for a new type of kunai tag I am working on. Naruto revealed. Let's show them. The vixen said in a mischievous tone. In Hokage's office, Naruto entered the room to see his father's clones hard at work, while the real Minato was talking with Kushina about something on his desk. Hey, Mom and Dad, there's someone I want to introduce you to. Naruto announced as Narumi stepped in. This is Narumi. Hearing the name both looked up and Minato said Naruto, dispel the clone, there's no way Narumi escaped the seal without us knowing. Narumi then spoke up. Kushina, do you remember the conversation we had on the way back from Kumo? Ask me anything about that conversation. Kushina thought for a moment before challenging. How fast did you say you could have taken out that Groupon ninja if I had let you? Without a second's hesitation Narumi replied 3.5274 seconds, an extra second if any had a bloodline. Exactly. How? That is at least a double S rank seal. How did you break it, Naruto? Kushina stammered in shock. I didn't, I just modified it to allow to appear outside. A small part of her power stays sealed inside me at all times as a type of tether, so I can pull her back in at any time if I need to for any reason. Naruto explained. Time skip, 2 days team assignments. Naruto was only half listening to the team assignments until he noticed, hey, Narumi, they skipped team 7. It's probably nothing. Narumi remarked sleepily. Then Naruto heard Iruka say, most of you are probably thinking that we accidentally skipped team 7 and that there are way too many genin left for one cell. Both are false. Team 7 will consist of Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, Hinata Hyuga, Alosa Nakagawa, Konohamaru Sarutobi, and Hanabi Hyuga. Their team leaders will be Kakashi Haddock, Anko Mitarashi, Kurana Yuhi, Kushina Uzumaki, and Minato Namikaze. Wait, that last one has to be a mistake, the Hokage wouldn't personally lead a genin team. No mistake, I will be one of the Team 7's leaders, Minato remarked as he entered. But who will take care of your duties as Hokage? Iruka questioned. A team of a blood clone, of me, and Hiruzen Sarutobi. Minato answered calmly. This is a crazy, unnecessary risk. Iruka countered. A few things, Iruka. 1. I am Hokage, I can do as I please. 2. I missed the first 14 years of my son's life, this is part of making up lost time. Finally, what risk? Genin take D and C rank missions. Before becoming Hokage I completed 500 S rank and 1500 A rank missions. Probably the biggest threat we will face is Tora, the cat. Minato countered. I see that I can't dissuade you, so, dismissed. Iruka admitted. Naruto age 15, mental age 22. Do not own Naruto, of Team 7 on training ground 10. Minato looked at Kushina who nodded at him, then the yondaime said, Naruto, tell Narumi to come out here, she is an official member of the team that just couldn't be announced to the whole class. Preferably in human form. Just another weakling to hold me back. Why does Naruto have to call her anyway? Sasuke said arrogantly. Hey Narumi. Naruto called. I heard. Said demon responded. Come out in your demon form, but at about 1/4 size. Naruto said. I can't wait to see the look on the Uchiha's face when he sees that the feared Kyuubi no Kitsune is on his genin team. Narumi said. When Narumi appeared the arrogant genin practically fainted as she roared in his face with her rage monster mask on, before changing into her human form with a silk kimono the color of her fur on, which was loosely fitted for battle. She also had black circles around her eyes like the fur that surrounded them in her demon form. This is Narumi, better known as the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Why is it not in a chakra draining cage? It randomly attacked the village and killed over 1,000 people. Its Amon. Sasuke was cut off by a kunai held against his throat. I dare you to finish that sentence. If you ever talk about my girlfriend will like that again, you will wish I killed you. Naruto said in a menacing voice. Everybody calm down, time for a history lesson. Minato said trying to defuse the situation. Narumi dragged an enraged Naruto away from the Uchiha lest Naruto kill him. Time skipped 3 hours. Narumi caught the last kunai before it pierced his back and his heart with a tail. She then proceeded to extract the other 5 kunai embedded in his back. You were warned, Uchiha, he went easy on you, I would have taken your ability to create a new Uchiha heir. Minato commented. Anko-sensei, please use a painkiller jutsu just strong enough so Sasuke team can complete the test. Narumi requested. Anko preformed the jutsu, then woke up the now unconscious Uchiha with smelling salts. For this test you can work as a team or individually, decide now. Kushina instructed. Everybody except Sasuke voted for working as a team. I refuse to work with a demon, no offense Narumi, but it will keep my talent from showing. Sasuke reasoned. If you do not work with them, then you will have to fight all 5 of us alone. Minato informed. On second thought, working together sounds like a great idea. Sasuke said. The objective is to either survive for 10 minutes or disable threaten all of us. Ready. Go. Anko instructed. Naruto and Narumi decided to hold back and see what their teammates were capable of. Belosa lead with her double-sided Kusurigama, instantly giving the team some breathing room. Then Sasuke used Grand Fireball which Minato blocked with a water wall. Hinata was unable to get close enough for any gentle fist techniques, so Naruto and Narumi decided to step in. They formed a ball of condensed yaki, chakra, and nature energy, then said objective complete, we have successfully endangered all of you. How so? Minato said before seeing the massive ball of energy. Actually, you pass, just get rid of that thing. He corrected with actual fear in his voice. Time skipped 2 months. 3 senior root ninjas stood in a circle speaking under their breaths, the Uzumaki boy has become far too powerful, something has to be done. The tallest of the group said. Danzo refuses to act, he denies the threat the boy poses. The shortest of the group said. Then we must act on our own. We can incite a mob to chase after him, and if they fail to kill him, we will finish it ourselves. The third masked figure proposed. A sound plan, but we must act quickly before anyone suspects anything, Danzo included. Time skip 0300 hours, 3 AM. For the first time in 2 years, Naruto was being chased by a mob that was yelling "Die demon." Hoping to lose them, Naruto turned onto a side street. To his horror, it was a dead end. We've got you this time, demon. Said the leader who had Naruto backed up to a stack of boxes. We'll see who has who. Naruto said cryptically. Somebody behind Naruto cleared their throat. You want a demon, I'll give you a demon. The person behind him said in a deep and threatening, yet calmingly familiar voice. Naruto looked back just in time to see Narumi change from a 5'9" human to a 22-0 demon fox. If that's the demon, then Naruto can't be, so we're more demonic than her. One of the villagers concluded noticing Narumi's lack of male parts. Since you haven't done any physical harm to Naruto-kun, I will let the smart one live. Narumi said sadistically, then proceeded to claw, stomp, or eat each of the members, except the one who acknowledged Naruto as human, who promptly ran before the demon changed her mind. And I'm going to sleep. Narumi informed Naruto. Naruto started walking, but after a block he heard someone walking behind him. He figured that someone had followed the demon, but when he turned around there was no one there, so he kept walking. After another 2 blocks he heard another noise. This time he activated the second level of his Rinnegan, and when he turned around he saw 3 ninja with plain porcelain masks. Root. He summoned roughly 500 shadow clones, then started running through a series of 50 hand seals, ending in 14 seals he had never seen or heard of, then yelled out, "Demon art. 13 gates of hell, 12th gate." Suddenly, out of the ground rose a gate made of fire. Behind it was a barren land of fire and brimstone. The gate opened and 3 fiery hands reached out and grabbed the 3 Rootin and pulled them into the gate. So, that is what the second level of my Rinnegan does, it allows me to use any, jutsu, demon art, etc. from just a search concept, for example, the worst possible death, gave me the 12th gate. Naruto said. Suddenly 20 Anbu and the Yondaime Hokage appeared. What happened? Minato demanded, and I am not talking about Narumi. I was attacked by 3 Root Anbu, so, took care of them. Naruto explained. An ox-masked Anbu asked, are you sure they were Root? That was disbanded by the Sandaime. That's what I thought till about 5 minutes ago, they had plain blank masks. Naruto confirmed Danzo is in big trouble. Minato said. Time skipped 2 hours in Hokage's office. Inoichi walked into the room bleary-eyed with a cup of coffee, this better be good to be getting me up at 5:30 in the morning. The grumpy clan leader said. Actually, it is very bad. We need you to check Naruto's memory to confirm that he was in fact attacked by Root agents. Minato said don't use mind-body switch, you could break the Kyuubi seal and force her out. Naruto cringed as he said this, he hated referring to Narumi as if she were a thing. I have a specific technique for you. It is called demon art. Mind bridge, we will both be pulled into our mindscapes, then you will see a bridge, I will be waiting on the other side. Hold your right hand out like you are going to shake my hand and your left, palm down. Naruto completed the mind transfer and monkey seals, then both were instantly pulled into their mindscapes. And joint mindscape. Inoichi mindscape was its usual boring, white windowless room with a plain, white memory hallway branching off of it. The Yamanaka clan leader saw only one difference, a French-style double door leading to a red brick bridge. Suddenly, Naruto burst through the door yelling hey mind walker-san. Suddenly the blonde slowed to a walk. I thought you would have a really complex mindscape, or at least one that looked like the inside of a house. What are you talking about? Most people's mindscape is just a jumble of colors in an indefinite blackness and no sense of direction. The clan leader replied. Then you will be shocked when you see mine. Naruto informed. The young blonde was correct, if Inoichi didn't know better, he would say that he was in a real field outside Konoha. Naruto offered him an apple of one of the trees, he took it out of respect, even though he expected that it would have no taste or texture. He was once again shocked to be wrong, it tasted like an apple. Even the flowers had the correct sense. "So, where is the seal?" Inoichi asked. "On the door to the outside world." Naruto replied calmly. "So the Kyuubi could attack us at any time?" The elder shinobi asked worriedly. "Do things first, theoretically yes, she could, but she is usually friendly, except when you wake her up needlessly." He shivered in fear remembering when he had woken her to ask a question about history. "Which is why I asked you not to use your clan's technique. Second, she has a name, I actually think it is a quite pretty name, Narumi." The young shinobi responded. The pair walked silently for what seemed like a few more hours till they reached a small house. Naruto crossed his fingers and thought, please let Narumi be awake. Which in turn echoed across the mindscape. The blonde opened the door, then was tackled by an iron-tailed red fox the size of a Saint Bernard. "You woke me up," Narumi said in a growl. "Sorry. We need to get to the Hall of Memories," Naruto explained. "Fine," Narumi said, stalking off towards the back of the house. "You weren't kidding. You're sure she likes you?" Inoichi asked. As Naruto got up he said, "Yep, in love with me actually. If it had been you alone she would have torn you to shreds." The blonde led the psychic ninja up a set of stairs to a memory hallway where there was a steel door. Naruto pointed to said door and said, "That's the memory." The mind walker stepped through the door then immediately stepped out, commenting that those were definitely rude. Then Naruto ended the technique. "An office, you didn't give me a goodbye kiss," Narumi complained. "That's because I thought you were going back to sleep, come out here if you're staying awake," Naruto explained. About 5 seconds later Narumi appeared wearing a simple white dress, then Minato walked in. "Okajama, I apologize for taking so long, but your son insisted we take the scenic route at a civilian pace. I checked the memory, and he was in fact attacked by a root agent, sir," Inoichi reported. "What are you talking about, taking so long? You were only in there for about 5 minutes." Minato corrected. "Who is this kid? He maintains a ratio of at least 61 in that complex of a mindscape." Inoichi wondered. "I assume we are going to punish Danzo now," Naruto stated. "That would be correct, Naruto. Dragon, Serpent, assemble the council for an emergency meeting." Minato ordered. Naruto heard a shunshin signaling that the order was being carried out. "Okajama, all the council members will surely be asleep," Inoichi complained. "Then they will be woken up, I need them present for the judgment," Minato said. In the council chamber 5 minutes later. "Who does the Hokage think he is getting us out of bed at 5:400 in the morning for a meeting? There better be a damn good reason for this," one of the civilian council members complained. "You call this early? I've been up for an hour," Hiashi Hyuga stated. The Hokage entered the room. "Danzo Shimura, you stand accused of crimes against the state and your fellow shinobi, how do you plea?" "Not guilty. This is preposterous," Danzo replied. "You deny that you have maintained the route after they were ordered to be disbanded?" Minato questioned. "Of course. Root was disbanded years ago," the Warhawk replied. "Then explain how my son was attacked by ninja in root attire," Minato demanded. "The boy must be mistaken," Danzo lied. "His memory has been inspected and confirmed by Inoichi Yamanaka, they were root," Minato answered. Realizing he had been caught, Danzo admitted defeat. "You caught me. I have maintained root in order to do what the Hokages could or would not. Protecting the village by any means necessary. How does attacking my son keep the village safe?" Minato asked the veteran. "If your son was attacked by root ninja, it was not on my orders. I have considered it in the past, but I have always come to the same conclusion. Naruto is an exceptionally powerful ninja with nothing but love for the village, despite everything we have done to him. He would do anything to defend this village no matter the personal cost. As a result, I have even sent my root to thin out the mobs chasing him. I would never order my ninja to attack him unless he were to attack first," Danzo defended. "I believe him," Naruto said from behind his father. "Then what do you suggest we do?" the Yondaime asked. "Nothing," Naruto said. "Simply everything he has done has been for the good of the village. Even if his attempts were misguided, he was doing exactly what we are trained to do, defend the village at all costs." "Very well, you're free to go, Danzo, but be warned, this won't happen again," Minato warned. "Well, almost done with the rewrites, should be able to resume work on the next chapter Monday." Naruto's age 15 and 365 days, mental age 25. Leap year. "I own Naruto, I am Masashi Kishimoto in disguise, testing new ideas for the manga, and I make millions of dollars off this, the manga, the anime, and the movies, that's why I post on a free site. With Naruto Tausen, Kasen, Narumi-kun." Naruto yelled, "It is time to go pick up Hinata-san for our special training session. We have been waiting for you for 15 minutes, Naruto-chan." Narumi replied. "Oh, oops, hehe, yeah. Let's get going then." Naruto replied. Then he started harassing toward the Hyuga clan compound. When he got there, he stopped outside Hinata's front door to wait for the others when he heard yelling from inside. "But Hinata, worthless. You couldn't even get close enough to hit a single Tenketsu," Niji would have ended the fight within a minute. Hinata's father, Hiashi Hyuga, yelled. Hinata heard the door burst open behind her, and the look on her father's face changed from anger to terror. WW what TTT, or why you DTT doing HH here? Hiashi stuttered. This can't be good. I have never seen father even break his mask, much less stutter. Who could be behind me? Hinata worried. When she turned around she saw the Uzumaki Namikazes, including Narumi in her Bijuu form about the size of a horse. We were just coming to pick up Hinata for a little extra training until we heard you and got pissed off. Naruto informed angrily. I challenge you to a duel. If I win, Hinata joins my clan while still remaining a Hyuga if she so wishes, and you are not allowed to seal her or anything of the like. In addition, you are to continue to teach her the Hyuga clan techniques which she is allowed to teach to anyone she wishes, which applies even if she chooses to not join my clan or chooses to not remain a Hyuga. If however you manage to win, I will teach you Hirishin, Rasengan, and each of the 13 gates of hell. He finished confidently. I accept your challenge. Shall we hold the duel in the courtyard right now? Hiashi replied, having regained his composure. Sure, just let's sign a contract so you don't renege when you lose. Naruto insulted. Okay, but it would be your reneging. Hiashi countered, then he started to pull out a pen. Not with your pen, we are signing in chakra, that way, if you try to renege, you die. Naruto informed while holding out a pen and a contract with a blue glowing signature at the bottom. This kid means business, he's using a soul contract. The Hyuga clan leader thought before signing the contract. The group gathered some Hyugas as witnesses and summoned an Anbu to act as a judge, then they headed to the courtyard. Once there, Kushina and Minato started putting up strengthening and chakra absorption seals on everything. The duel between Hyuga Hiashi and Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto will now commence. This will be a short-range battle. Neither participant is allowed to attack from outside 20 meters. Non-lethal strikes only. The battle will end when one participant is incapacitated, is placed in a compromising position, or forfeits. Begin. Naruto opened by throwing down hundreds of Hirishin kunai and summoned logs with wood release. Short-range combat, an interesting choice considering I am a taijutsu specialist. Hiashi commented. Not really, considering that I know every nin, gen, tai, ken, and fuinjutsu ever made, including the ancient forms such as kung fu, tai kai, pankration and multiple high-level kinjutsu styles. I would have done taijutsu only, but then I would not be able to use Rasengan. Naruto bragged, then he pulled out a dowel and 2 daggers that changed into a Doru, Zyphos, and a Kopis which he set next to a Hirishin kunai. And one more thing that no one else uses for battle in this time period, magic. Hiashi's jaw practically broke a seal-reinforced boulder as it dropped. Are we ready? Naruto asked, letting his Rinnegan show. Hiashi snapped out of his stupor and activated his Byakugan and dropped into his gentle fist stance. Naruto charged, then preformed a triple front flip and slammed a Rasengan into the gentle fist user's back right on the Byakugan's blind spot, rocketing him into the ground. Naruto then proceeded to hit the only Tenketsu he could locate, the one leading directly into Hiashi's hands. Hiashi shunshined with a rose bush across the courtyard, then he unlocked the Tenketsu on his wrists. He leaped toward Naruto, who immediately disappeared in a ball of fire when Hiashi brushed him, burning the gentle fist user in the process. Hiashi saw a tiny Futon Rasengan. Right as Hiashi reached to hit the main chakra point leading out of Naruto's chakra core to his upper body, the young blonde Hirationed away. The blonde unsealed a toy soldier suit of Spartan armor that grew into not so toy-like Spartan armor, which he put on, then picked up and sheathed the weapons next to him. Once he was armed, he formed each of the 12 basic hand seals in zodiac order, starting with dragon, then formed the clone hand seal and yelled multiple true clone jutsu. And without even a puff of smoke, 49 identically armed durable clones appeared, making a 10x5 phalanx formation with the real Naruto, and they started to march. In the last-ditch effort, Hiashi drew his katana and stupidly charged the formation. One of the clones simply shield bashed him, then it delivered a Spartan kick to the clan leader's chest and finished by holding his Doru to the clan leader's throat. Dead. The real Naruto announced from right behind the clone. Pathetic. You got taken down by the first clone you encountered. Hinata was able to take out my back 2 ranks of 500 clones before I even noticed that the one we were chasing was a shadow clone. Then, she used the confusion to take out more clones till she reduced an army of 5,000 to nothing. Unlike most Hyuga, she doesn't train for idiotic kamikaze-style frontal assault. Flashback. Hinata's eyes widened as suddenly the 5,000 chakra producing Naruto's locked into a phalanx formation. She secretly used Shadow Clone and Shunshin behind the formation. As always with tactical training, the clones had a Greek Kai written of their throat and over the C3 vertebrae in chakra ink, and the real Naruto had a Greek row over the same spots to prevent Hinata accidentally killing the real Naruto. She then proceeded to bury kunai etched with continue animation seals into the clone's brain, stems from 10 feet behind them, as to not alert the other clones of their comrades' deaths. Once the whole back rank was dead, she activated the instant rigor mortis seals on the kunai and cancelled the animation seals causing them to fall backwards. She repeated the process with the second rank, then one of the clones in the front rank hit her clone, causing it to dispel. This caused a moment of confusion which Hinata used to throw exploding kunai designed specifically for these exercises. Each took out about 20 each for a total of 200 clones dead. Once the Narutos regrouped, they located her and started throwing wave after wave of javelins at her. She quickly created a clone and Shunshin 10 feet behind the formation and resumed throwing kunai into the rear rank. She repeated this process a total of 10 times till there were only 10 Narutos left. She threw a smoke bomb, then silently took out 2 clones with a close-range kunai into the brainstem. She killed another by cutting off all chakra to the brain. 2 more died from a snap neck. Another 2 died from a knee to the small of the back. She disposed of the last 2 clones with a chakra-enhanced jab to the back of the neck, severing the spinal cord. She quickly got behind the real Naruto, then held a kunai to his trachea and announced, "Dead." Naruto quarmied with a pebble a few feet away, but did not drop into a fighting stance. Very impressive. Not even Tusan and Kasen working together could take out the whole formation. Naruto remarked, interesting use of Fuinjutsu to hide the clones' deaths. Naruto's chronological age. 16. Naruto's mental age. 26. Location. Unknown, but ex-root Junto. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki has become far too power, he must be taken out. Either killed or kidnapped and trained to be a true shinobi without the confusion of emotions. The apparent leader of the coup said, "Agreed, let us vote on what to do." The second in command agreed, all in favor of assassinating the Jinchuriki. 50 out of the 51 said aye. All in favor of kidnapping. No one spoke. All in favor of doing nothing. The silence remained unbroken. Abstentions. One man, the elder of the group, raised his hand. "Then it is decided, we shall assassinate him," the leader stated. Just then the elder started speaking and the room went absolutely silent. "Great, you decided to assassinate him. Who will carry it out? Even if all of us work together we shall surely fail. Then we shall die fighting." A grunt exclaimed, "I am too old to fight, I shall not be joining you in your suicide mission." A wise man once said, "Dying a glorious death is pointless. What use have the dead for glory?" The elder informed. None spoke for what seemed like hours, then the leader broke the silence. "We shall attack at midnight." With Naruto, in Yuzugakure library. Naruto had been in the library since dawn and could tell that it was almost noon, judging by the length of the light coming in through the window. He was looking for a book on seals that would allow him to seal away a living thing without harming it as a way to deal with the demon cat, Tora. As he reached for a book in the center of the top row of the next shelf, his hand went right through and the rest of his body followed. He fell through the false bookshelf and onto what appeared to be a trapdoor. He tried to lift the trapdoor, but it wouldn't open. Then he saw a red kanji for blood and a blue kanji for chakra glowing on top of the door, a blood seal. Whatever is in there must be dangerous to need a blood seal. Naruto thought. He took a kunai and cut his palms and poured chakra into the seal, and slowly but surely the seal disappeared. In all, Naruto had used 2.99 out of his 3 tails worth of chakra. As the seal disappeared, Naruto's arms collapsed and he fell into a deep sleep. The next thing he knew, he was in his mindscape. He sensed Narumi's familiar presence, but he also felt a large presence that made his giant chakra pool seem like a raindrop in the ocean. Suddenly Naruto heard a deep rumbling voice say he would be the first in over 10,000 years, but if he passes the trials, he may sign the contract. Then he heard Narumi's voice ask, "And if he fails? Then he shall forget about both us and the trial and resume his life as if this had never happened." The voice replied. Just then Naruto crested the final hill leading to Narumi's field, and then he saw it, a dragon, 50 feet long and 10 feet tall, with scale of sparkling gold curled in a ball, speaking to Narumi in her full-size demon form. "There is a good chance he may need to be changed into a Hanyu, are you ready to take that step?" the dragon asked Narumi. "Absolutely." Narumi replied in a confident tone. Finally Naruto spoke up. "And who might this be?" he asked in a playfully accusatory tone that made his mate thankful she had orange fur, but despite that the blush still shone through. "This is Amarok, king of the dragons. He said that if you prove yourself worthy, you will become the first dragon sage in over 10 millennia." Narumi replied. "I am honored, but what is the reason for this offer?" Naruto asked. "The seal you just opened was designed so that only one that had a chance of being able to handle summoning us would be able to open it." Amarok answered. "As we speak I am transporting you to Mount Suribachi for the trials. While we are there, Narumi will be sent back to your home so she cannot interfere with the trial in any way." "What if he needs to be changed into a Hanyu?" the vixen protested. "Then we shall summon you with this," the golden dragon said as a collar appeared around Narumi's neck as she disappeared in a puff of smoke. "Now it is time for your first trial, a trial of wisdom. First riddle: we hurt without moving. We poison without touching. We bear the truth and the lies. We are not to be judged by our size. What are we? Words?" Naruto answered. Correct. Second riddle. Iruka decides to give a quiz one day, but all of his students refuse to take the quiz, thinking that the teacher will call off the quiz. He can give only one of these students a detention for skipping the quiz. All of the students know each other's names, and if a student knows he or she is getting a detention, they take the quiz. How can he threaten his students with a single detention so they all take the quiz? None of the students know clone jutsu. He tells them that he will give the student who skips the quiz whose name comes first alphabetically a detention. Naruto answered. Correct again. Last riddle. You stand at a fork in the road. Next to each of the two forks, there stands a guard. You know the following things. First, that one path leads to paradise, the other leads to death. You cannot distinguish between the two paths. You also know that one of the two guards always tells the truth and the other always lies. You have permission to ask one guard one question to discover which path leads to paradise. What one question would you ask to guarantee you take the path to paradise? Which door would the other guard say leads to paradise? Naruto answered. Correct. Now it is time to wake up for your next test. The dragon informed. When Naruto awoke, he saw that he was on the summit of a large mountain and the beach below him was fine volcanic sand. Normally the next trial would be one of character, but your whole life has been one. You went through a living hell and came out forgiving the people that sent you there. Therefore your next trial is one of strength. You must break or cut this boulder without using chakra to break the boulder. As Amarok said this, a giant boulder appeared. Naruto quickly spotted an outcropping of rock, then channeled chakra into his feet as if he were water walking and gave the rock a gigantic shove. It started rolling towards the outcropping and shattered on impact. Impressive. Now for your third and final trial, you must ride me. I will not make any effort to help you stay on or to knock you off, you will find that it is difficult enough as is. Naruto shunshined onto Amarok's back and the Dragon King took to the sky. Naruto looked down and saw a whole nation fly by in an instant. About an hour later they came to a smooth landing right next to the Izugakure library. Go in and retrieve the things out of the box you were opening before your trials. By that time I will have gotten the contract scroll. Naruto did as the dragon instructed and found under the trapdoor a book titled Firearms, which he figured was a book about fire-based jutsu, which would make sense considering that he was about to sign a summoning contract with a dragon. When Naruto got outside, the dragon had a scroll laid out in front of him. Do you know how to sign a summoning contract? The elder dragon asked. Of course I do, you can sign in either chakra or blood. Naruto replied. Very good, now sign next to the dragon then get home, it will be dark soon. Amarok replied. As Naruto finished signing in chakra he collapsed. Amarok tried to wake him but couldn't, he checked his chakra levels, Naruto was at 0.1% chakra, so Amarok tried to give him some of his, but the boy's body rejected the foreign chakra, so the dragon went to his last resort, he called Narumi. If he doesn't become a Hanyu, he will die. Do it quick, I beg you. The dragon pleaded. Narumi disappeared into Naruto's mindscape without saying a word. She found Naruto in the middle of her field and told him in a desperate voice, Naruto, I must ask you to make the hardest choice in your life, you must choose between your life and your humanity. What must I do to become a Hanyu? I overheard you talking about it with Amarok, and I know that a Hanyu is a half-demon, what must I do to become one? Naruto asked seriously. You and I have to take the next step in our relationship. She responded. As Narumi changed back into her fox form, Naruto started screaming out in agony as it felt like white-hot swords were being driven through his brain, 20 in all. Then his whole body was racked with pain as Narumi's red yaki flowed through the air and into him, then a golden substance flowed back towards Narumi. Slowly, each of Narumi's tails and coat changed from blood red to a golden cream color. This went on for approximately 3 days in Naruto's mind, which translated to about 3 hours outside. Once Narumi's fur and coat had completely changed, her eyes went from deathly red slits to sparkling blue pools, and the last of her yaki flowed into Naruto. About a second later the golden substance, purified yaki Narumi concluded, flowed back into her. Naruto slowly got up and joked, let's not do the second part ever again. Agreed, do you think you can walk? Narumi asked. Yes, I am healing even faster with this yaki, I feel back to full already. Naruto replied sincerely, I will probably just use my yaki to shunshin home. The word of warning, yaki is extremely potent and you only need a fraction of the amount of yaki you would use in chakra. With yaki, less is more. Narumi cautioned. But that Naruto exited his mindscape and shunshined home. When he got home he decided, judging by the moon, that it was about 11 o'clock and went into the sitting room where he saw his parents sitting on the couch talking to a police officer, so he decided to say sorry, I am late. Big things happened. When Minato saw Naruto he said that the officer could leave, then turned to face Naruto and said, where in hell have you been? Your mother and I were worried sick. And don't tell me you have been at the Izugakure library all day, because we went and looked for you there, but you were nowhere to be found. I was planning on going there at dawn and being back by lunchtime for the party, and I was on track to make that schedule before I was taken to Mount Suribachi, where I took my trial and became the Sage of Dragons. Naruto explained. The Dragon Sage. They haven't accepted a sage in Kushina started 10,000 years. I am the first Dragon Sage in 10 millennia. Naruto finished. I have something else even more important to tell you, but the whole team needs to hear this. Naruto made an all too familiar hand seal, calling out Shadow Clone Jutsu. Then 5 clones appeared and knew exactly what to do. 5 minutes later each of the clones dispelled being hit by kunai or other sharp objects. Then Team 7 shunshined in. This better be important Naruto or I will kill you myself. A very grumpy Sakura threatened. You will have to beat me to it. An equally grumpy Sasuke contested. Don't worry, it is of life-altering importance. Naruto assured as of tonight, I am no longer human, I am a Hanyu. Narumi changed me to save my life. I was at 0.1% chakra and my body would not accept chakra donations, so she changed me into a Hanyu, allowing me to draw on Yaki, demonic chakra, as well as human chakra. As Naruto said this the lights went out. Sensing the danger Naruto shunshined outside and was met not by the 5 to 10 man hit team he was expecting, but a 50-man death squad of ex-root assassins. Suddenly a barrage of kunai, shuriken and senbon rained out of the sky and Naruto did the first thing that came to mind. He changed into his full-size demon form. But Narumi, the tails, that's impossible. Narumi thought out loud. My eyes, it's too bright. Hinata cried. 20 tails. Minato confirmed. Narumi knew it was true, but still couldn't believe what she was seeing. Before her was her mate, the 20 tails dragon Hanyu. He had 20 tails of every color, his body was a brilliant white, and he had 3 draconic heads, 1 red, 1 gold, and 1 blue. Once the barrage of weapons ceased Naruto charged the attackers and took them down one by one, till none remained. After the final ninja fell Naruto returned to his human form and acted like nothing had happened. So, where was I? Naruto asked. You were about to explain why this couldn't wait till morning. A bleary-eyed Anko. I guess it probably could have, but I figured that everyone was probably still up, so why wait? Naruto said. In the kunai on the Hanyu sounds like a good training exercise for tomorrow. Kurenai suggested. Agreed. Said a yawning Hanabi. After root attack, Minato stepped out of the council chamber and gave a long sigh. The whole village knew that something had happened at the Uzumaki Namikaze compound the previous night. There was no way to hide the fact that a 3-headed 20-tailed dragon had been in the compound, after all the whole village had seen it, the only question now was how to handle it. The Yondaime Hokage walked down the hall to his office, where his secretary informed him that Naruto was waiting for him. Naruto? What a pleasant surprise. Minato greeted his son who was staring out the window at the Hokage monument, which was bathed in an orange light from the setting sun. Indeed, but this is not a casual visit. Naruto responded seriously. Is something wrong? Is somebody injured? Was there another attack? Minato asked frantically. No, nothing like that, everything is fine. I just thought you might want to know that your most powerful ninja will be gone for the next few days for sage training. Naruto replied. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Now, I have something I need to discuss with you. I think that the village should know how powerful you have become, if only to deter further attacks. Minato said. I agree, they have a right to know that I could destroy the village on a whim. Naruto replied. I only ask that you let me make the announcement. Naruto replied. Fine, when do you want to do it? Minato asked. A week from tomorrow near sunset in front of the Hokage monument sounds good to me. That should give you enough time to memorize your part and set up security for it, as well as giving me time to get back from sage training. Naruto said before handing Minato a small scroll announcement ceremony. Hokage. When Minato got to his desk he opened the scroll. Printed on the inside scroll was a note and a seal. The note read, Dear Hokage-sama, and the seal is the paperwork for the ceremony to announce the truth. The truth of who my parents are, that I contain the Kyuubi no Kitsune, and the truth of what happened the night I was born, as well as my strength. Naruto Uzumaki. P.S. Dad, I will also be announcing that Narumi is able to walk among us in her gender. DPS tell the Anbu security not to leave their posts, even if the gods attack. Minato activated the storage seal and was practically crushed by the mountain of storage scrolls that appeared out of the message scroll. Minato was about to yell at his son. He realized why there were so many scrolls. Each storage scroll also bore a transportation seal and a person's name and/or title position. The Yondaime Hokage inferred that the transportation seal would teleport the scroll to the person whose name was on the scroll. But Naruto. Mount Suribachi. Naruto stood before Amarok in his fully draconic demon form, with all 20 tails flicking back and forth and all 3 snake-like heads poised to strike. The elder dragon lunged at the center neck, but the outside necks reacted with a blast of fire at the legs of his opponent who was forced back and then tried to attack the Hanyu's exposed flank, but was met with a massive tail hitting his own. The older dragon realized that he had severely underestimated his opponent and now had the cuts and bruises to show for it. He tried to fly above the younger dragon, only to realize that he was completely entangled in Naruto's tails. "I seed," he announced. "Your heads and tails give you a distinct advantage over any normal dragon. I need to remember to keep the battles in midair in order to win. So what's next? A super powerful Mega Grand Fireball Jutsu that makes the Uchiha version look like a spark? Or maybe an ultimate elemental dragon jutsu?" Naruto pestered, now in human form. "We shall now proceed with your training. The dragon sage, in addition to learning how to learning Senjutsu, must also learn Jujutsu." "What the heck is Jujutsu?" Naruto replied. "Jujutsu is the lost arts of gunsmithing and marksmanship," the elder dragon explained. "So what's a gun?" Naruto inquired. "Before you are taught to make a firearm you must first forge your soul weapon," the elder dragon informed. "Every dragon sage instinctually knows how to make a single weapon that embodies their very soul. Every weapon is completely unique and highly advanced. Do not distribute them because they do not fire bullets like normal guns, they draw on your chakra," Amarok warned. "So what, I have huge chakra reserves," Naruto commented. "Depleting your chakra reserves is not the problem. As they draw on your chakra to fire, you must be in direct contact with the weapon for it to draw the chakra, and neither a true clone nor a shadow clone will suffice, as their chakra is not as potent as yours. That said, that also prevents your enemy turning your hyper-advanced weapon against you," Amarok explained. "So, when do I start and where?" Naruto inquired. "You start now. This island is the site of an ancient battle in what was known as World War II or the Great War. Every world superpower fought for either their ideals, their homes, or world domination. You will find the steel buried in the earth as either human or Hanyu without jutsu of any type," the ancient instructed. 5 hours later, "I found this, it should be enough," Naruto said, dragging an M4 Sherman with a large bullet hole in the front of the turret behind him using his tails. "Yes, that should be enough no matter what firearm you make," the gold dragon replied as he moved a boulder revealing a tunnel. "From here you must continue alone." Before entering the tunnel, Naruto quickly sealed the relic in a scroll. As Naruto entered the tunnel, Amarok replaced the boulder behind him. Instead of pitch black as the genin sage had expected, the tunnel was bathed in a warm orange glow emanating from other end. On one wall he saw images of ancient battles and the war they were part of. Among them were Waterloo, the Napoleonic Wars, D-Day World War II, Stalingrad World War II, Pearl Harbor World War II, Ardennes Forest World War I, and Gettysburg American Civil War. It also depicted scenes of bloodless victories. On the other side was pictures of great tragedies, but also the heroics that kept them from being worse. Among them was the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, including the stories of both civilians and first responders that gave their lives evacuating others in the Twin Towers, reckless of their own safety, the forgotten heroes of the Pentagon, and the selfless passengers of United 93, who stormed the cockpit and crashed the plane in an empty field, thus preventing the hijackers from reaching their intended target at the cost of their own lives. Above the archway was written Perceptum ex praeteritus, ago intendo, labor pro emilior posteris. At the end of the tunnel, Naruto found a forge and knew how to make his weapon. Immediately he set to work and did not stop for 3 days straight. When he finished, he stepped away and collapsed in a deep slumber. When he woke up, on the anvil in front of him was a 6-inch metal cube with a bunch of buttons and knobs. He turned one knob to 105, another to 4000 and a third to milligrams, then hit a red circular button. With a poof, the cube changed into a minigun on a monopod bolted to the ground with 3 105mm cannon barrels. He fiddled with the knobs and buttons a little while longer, then put it back into cube mode. As Naruto emerged from the cave, he was greeted by the sight of an expansive target range. On a table was a note from Amarok written in his father's hand. "Naruto, practice with your weapon for a little while, then, when you are ready, summon a dragon to take you home. Amarok." The targets on the field ranged from metal silhouettes to reinforced concrete walls to circling automatized tanks, all of which were engraved with delayed repair seals. Naruto twisted a knob on the cube to 302 and another to semi. He pressed a button that said heap, then double-tapped the red button. With a wailing siren and flashing red light, the box morphed into a giant cannon. Naruto aimed the cannon at a stationary tank using chakra, then press a button marked fire. He was instantly deafened by the sound of the gun firing and instantly collapsed, feeling exhausted, with all but a 16th of his chakrayaki combined reserves being depleted. When Naruto had recovered, he looked where the tank had been, but in its place was a gaping, smoking crater. He made a mental note to only use that mode in extreme circumstances. The young sage pressed a small button on the cannon marked Kun, and the cannon immediately shrank into a blood-red kunai with a single button marked cube. But Naruto thought, that way it is not easily mistaken for a normal kunai. Then the young Hanyu transformed into a dragon and let his sense of direction guide him home. Hokage office. Day of announcement, time. 1400 hours. Where is Naruto? It has been more than a week since he left. Minato asked the draconic ambassador, a white wingless serpentine dragon about the length and width of Minato's arm shoulder to fingertip. Late last night he contacted us to tell us that he was on his way flying under his own power. He should be arriving within the hour. The ambassador replied. The screen on Minato's desk lit up. It was a member of the barrier squad Hokage-sama. We detected a perimeter breach. Where? The Hokage asked. From above, sir. The ninja replied. Just then a shadow appeared in the room behind the messenger and proceeded to throw 10 kunai in various directions, including one right next to the messenger's head. The shadow then pulled down his hood revealing himself to be Naruto. Had I been an enemy shinobi, you would all be dead and the village would be vulnerable to a sneak attack. Shogi. Cards. Everyone except the one at the monitor should be demoted at least. He should get a promotion and a commendation. I came in the size of a sparrow, but he detected me and noticed the giant chakra reserves, so he alerted everyone, but no one tried to raise the alarm and he was the only one to take action. I agree with my son. Minato said the 9 slackers are hereby temporarily demoted to the rank of genin until the next chunin. The person that reported to me is hereby promoted to the rank of jounin, and he may either stay on barrier squad or he may take on a team of genin. As for you Naruto, get to my office now. But the poof Naruto disappeared from the monitor and appeared in Minato's office. Yes Hokage-sama. He reported. How was your trip? Minato asked. It was great, I learned some mid-air combat stuff as well as how to gather nature energy. I also made this. Naruto replied showing his father some of the various forms his weapon could take. That's great son. Now, are you sure that you want to go through with this ceremony? It is completely up to you. Definitely, I don't want to live my life keeping a secret like that. Naruto replied. Okay, if you're sure, Minato agreed apprehensively, you better get home, your girlfriend is pissed that you aren't back yet, might want to go in as a dragon, considering that you are dating a demon. If I was gone for even a day with Gamabunta, Kushina would be having my head on a stick for dinner and she's only human. Okay, I'll be going then. Naruto reached the compound and opened the gate and heard. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Where the hell have you been? A very demonic voice bellowed. Naruto moved just in time to dodge a Bijuodama. I was at Mount Suribachi training, I told you before I left. He answered as he took cover by the wall. What do you mean? I woke up and you were gone. Narumi asked puzzled if slightly calmer. Naruto thought back for a second then said, that would explain why you only grunted when I came in to say goodbye. Naruto baka, you can be such an idiot sometimes. Narumi said calmly. Naruto hesitantly rounded the corner into Narumi's loving embrace and kissed her deeply. When they broke the kiss Narumi's soft tails wrapped around him and they stood there staring at each other for a long time till Naruto broke the silence, saying I'd love to stay like this all day, but we have to get ready for the announcement ceremony. Did you get the scroll detailing your part? Yes, I did. Are you sure this is how you want to do this? Someone could get seriously hurt and the villagers might add a dragon hunt to the list of annual activities, not that they need a reason to hate you. Narumi questioned. I'm sure, I have you, mom, dad, Amarok, a few other powerful dragons, and every Anbu member there to restrain me if I get out of control. Naruto answered. Okay, if you say so, I still am not completely comfortable with this. Narumi said. Thank you, I will find some way to repay you. Also, to make up for disappearing for a week, let's go for a nice dinner, just you and I, before the big reveal. Naruto said graciously. That sounds wonderful Naruto. How about some special training after the ceremony as your repayment for going along with the ceremony against my instincts? Narumi asked, her tails twitching with excitement. Sure, what were you thinking, me and an army of clones against you in your demon form? Naruto inquired. Not exactly. Narumi said wishing she had fur to cover her blush. Or how about the two of us battling in demon form? Naruto suggested. We could do that, but it wasn't what I was originally thinking. Narumi said crestfallen. Or, maybe we could do something more intimate in demon form, Naruto said slyly. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. You knew exactly what I was suggesting the whole time yet you led me on like that. Narumi scolded. Wait, that's what you were suggesting. Not actual training. Oops Naruto commented with a nervous smile. You are also the most naive person I know. Narumi commented. Let's get ready, I have something I want to show you. Naruto said. 2 hours later, Naruto waited for Narumi outside the compound gate in a black silk kimono, with a dragon winding from knee height wrapping around his back across his chest, around the top of his back resting its head on his shoulder. His blonde hair was in his usual messy style. He held a bouquet of roses, which he had just grown, in his hand. The gate opened to reveal Narumi in simple conservative red silk kimono. Her dark auburn hair was allowed to hang at mid-back and had a single cherry blossom over each ear. Her ovular face was devoid of any makeup, with the singular exception of a light coating of deep red lipstick. Naruto stood speechless for a minute before saying, you look stunning. Thank you. Narumi said with a slight blush. Shall we go? We don't want to be late. Naruto said. Let's. Narumi said with a twinkle in her eye. The pair set off, Naruto leading his date by the arm toward the forest path. While the walk they were surrounded by lush green forest, the sound of birds singing, and cicadas buzzing in the distance. Soon they came into a clearing. In the middle sat a table with an assortment of exotic foods, as well as some familiar favorites. Where did all this food come from? There is no way you cooked all this in 2 hours. Narumi asked. I had a lot of help from my dragons, and I had them start this before I got back. Naruto answered. Narumi walked over to the table and grabbed a bowl of kitsune udon, while Naruto grabbed a pot of ramen and started digging in with his usual gusto. So you know everything about my life, why don't you tell me about yours? Naruto requested. Narumi set down her soup and started to speak. Well, as you know, I am one of the parts of the Kyuubi, created by the Sage of Six Paths, but you may not know that he was like a father to all of us. He tried to teach us to always be kind, loyal, honest, compassionate, and merciful. Few of my siblings have followed his teachings. After he died, I kept to myself for the most part. When I came upon an area where humans acted like animals, however, I lost myself to rage. To see humans using the gift my father had given them for evil made me sick. I always felt horrible afterwards and went into periods of seclusion. Then Hashirama and Mito came along. I was sealed inside Mito, which I hated at first. Over time I got to know Mito better and we became close friends. When she was growing old and near death, I asked that she seal me inside of a female of her clan. As you know, she chose your mother. As with Mito, Kushina and I became very close. Unlike Mito, however, she trusted me. Once in a while, at least yearly, often more frequently than that, Kushina would let me control her body, and as a result, I got to know the people around her very well. I made an effort to act like her in public, and as a result, only her closest friends could tell the difference between the two of us. Narumi started to tear up, remembering the fond memories from Kushina's life. When she got pregnant with you, I was overjoyed, then all that came to an end. With Mito, I had found out that it put too much stress on my container's body if it had to both contain me and bring a new life into the world. So, when your mother went into labor, I had her release the seal for her own safety, and I stood guard next to her during the birthing process. I sensed someone approaching the cave right as you gave your first cry of life. I looked at the cave entrance and the next thing I knew, I was sealed inside you and Toussaint was there with me. He told me that your parents were dead, but he refused to tell me how they died. A few years later, he finally told me that your mother had died trying to calm me down and that your father had given his life in order to seal me inside of you. The look on Narumi's face changed from sorrow to remorse. My two closest friends were both dead because of me. Look at me. Naruto said firmly, it was not your fault, you were not yourself, and my parents both knew the consequences of their actions. My mother knew that if she got in your way while you were on a rampage, that there was a good chance that she would die. My father knew exactly what he was doing when he summoned the Shinigami to seal you inside of me. If you refuse to acknowledge that, you insult them. If you don't believe me, ask them yourself. Narumi was now openly sobbing on Naruto's shoulder. You're right, Naruto, and I need to stop beating myself up over it. Naruto patted her back and repeatedly whispered in her ear, it's alright, cry all you need. Till she eventually calmed down and said, do you recognize this clearing, Naruto? No, why should I? Naruto asked. This is where we first met, you just wanted to die. You honestly thought you were a demon. Narumi answered with a hint of anger in her voice. And now I am one, and happier than I have ever been. Naruto said with a hint of a smile on his voice. Eventually Naruto spoke up and said, we have to get going, it is time for the ceremony. And they silently set out for the Hokage monument. In front of the monument, the large platform was set up in front of the monument as people streamed in through temporary gates. Once everyone was in, the gates were closed. Minato appeared on the platform and started to speak. Citizens of Konoha, as many of you know, a week ago, the Uzumaki Namikaze compound was attacked and, as you saw, it was defended by a mysterious creature. One reason I have called you here is to explain what that creature is. The crowd came alive with excitement, speculating amongst themselves what it was. This creature has lived among you for years, and you tortured him for having the audacity to live. You convicted him on false charges and gave him a life sentence. The charges you brought against him, being a demon. The creature you condemned is my son, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Now, the charge you condemned him for all those years has become true and there may be hell to pay. As he said this, Naruto changed into his demon form on the cliff above the monument and he glided down to rest in front of the podium. All 20 tails fanned out. The crowd surged outward only to find that the temporary barriers had been replaced with a smooth stone wall. Naruto began to speak in a vindictive voice. All of you are guilty. I can look at each and every one of you and tell you the crime you committed against me, when and where. If I wanted to, I could strike you down and not only okay, it would be justice. At this point the crowd tried climbing on top of each other to get over the wall. But I won't, I forgive you, I forgave you the second you committed them. I was never taught by you to be merciful, or honest, or loyal. You showed me the opposite. I was taught those virtues by the woman on my back. The same woman who you accused me of being. Narumi, show them your true form. Narumi jumped off Naruto's back and changed into her demon form mid-air, so when she hit the ground she was at full size. Remember me? 17 years ago, a rogue member of the Uchiha clan forced me to attack the village. I am deeply sorry for that. I was taught to value the same virtues you do. Kindness, benevolence, compassion, and mercy. If I could do anything to repair the damage I did, I would do it in a heartbeat. The thing is, I can't, and you have been punishing my mate for my actions, even though he was a newborn at the time of the attack. But you have tortured him relentlessly, yet he truly forgives you. I on the other hand, do not. I will however honor my mate's wishes and not kill you. You do not have my friendship or my trust, but you do have my loyalty. I honor all agreements and I will defend Konoha with my life, but trust and friendship must be earned. Narumi said, launching a small Bijuadama into the air to emphasize her point. Naruto spoke again. If you want to attack someone, attack me, in this form. My scales can withstand anything you can throw at them. I will forgive any attack against myself, but if you attack my family or friends, you will answer to the Kyuubi no Dorgan. Narumi jumped and landed on Naruto's back in human form, and Naruto flew off over the monument. Somewhere in the forest. So the ceremony went well, both of us stayed in control of our actions, if not our words. Naruto said, trying to break the awkward silence that had fallen over the clearing. Yeah, I kind of lost it. It took a lot to put that Bijuadama into the air instead of the crowd. Narumi said, we should be getting back now, it's getting dark and people will be looking for us. Naruto remarked, I would suggest walking, but it is a 10-league walk. Then we should get walking. Narumi said before trying to stand but instantly collapsing from exhaustion. No, I should get running. Naruto said protectively before recalling her into the seal. Why did you put me in here? I could have ridden on your back. Narumi asked. You could also fall off my back mid-flight in your state. I am not willing to take that risk. You are safe in there till we get home. Naruto answered. With that, Naruto started tree jumping back towards Konoha. Why don't you just fly home? It would be markedly faster. Narumi questioned. Because the seal cannot hold you while I am in any other form. Naruto explained. Now get some rest, you need it. Okay, night. Narumi responded as she drifted into a deep slumber. After traveling about 20 miles, Naruto came upon a large clearing in the trees, and what he saw shocked him at first, but his initial shock quickly turned into insatiable rage. In the center of the clearing, which was illuminated with torches, a woman was chained to a stone table while being raped by one man, while 4 others stood and watched. It was then that Naruto noticed something odd. The woman was not struggling against the chains, in fact, she wasn't doing anything at all. Her body was limp and she wore a lackluster look on her face. Naruto couldn't bear to sit there and watch this depravity anymore. He pulled out his soul weapon in the form of a kunai, then turned it back into box form, then turned the form knob to sniper rifle, the rate knob to bolt, and the size knob to syringe. Then he pressed the tranquilizer, monopod, and 500x variable scope button and activated it. He took aim at the victim's carotid artery and fired. The dart hit and the target's eyes closed and her head lolled to one side as she slipped into unconsciousness. Naruto then used a jutsu to pull her into the stone and another to allow her to breathe through the stone. Naruto quickly equipped his sealed Spartan armament, then, letting loose a draconic roar, he created 1,000 Spartan warrior real clones in a circle 2 deep around the perimeter of the clearing, then he ordered them to lock shields. Naruto re-sealed the Spartan armor and donned his usual attire, then jumped into the clearing. Using the cover of darkness, Naruto sneaked up to the group of panicking rapists, bandits as far as Naruto could tell from their attire, equipment, and civilian chakra level. When he reached the edge of the light ring, Naruto sprinted at the nearest and blasted him with demonic yaki, causing him to collapse in pain. He then proceeded to disable the rest of the bandits with sleep tags. As if on cue, the first bandit, who had been the one raping the woman when Naruto entered the clearing, gathered enough strength to sit up.